Welcome to the podcast that makes you laugh, the show that every redneck rock star can relate to, bringing that fire on a podcast empire. It's the Neanderthals from Leander. We're live in Bassham Studios. This is the Whiskey and Whisker Podcast. We're your host, Chris.
Chop.
Gator.
And Blake. And today we got a special guest, a longtime friend of the show, Mr. Jimmie. What's going on?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
This is fun.
Oh shit, it's the cops.
We're fucked, guys. We're fucked.
Wait, did we do this like knowingly?
So have you ever listened to the show before?
I know I've probably listened to some. Not as religious, I guess,
Maybe
as I should be.
Maybe not. Maybe you'll listen to this episode.
I'll definitely listen to this one.
This could be a good one to listen to.
Nah, so Jimmie's kind of a jack of all trades, so to speak. What? Renowned barbecuer, right?
Man of the cloth.
Barbecue builder.
In some circles.
Barbecue pit builder. Welder. What else do you do? Rancher?
Yeah, we have to take care of. We have some land. We take care of that, and that's really not. I really don't make any money doing that.
No, that's where you spend money, right?
But you've got some experience. You've got some experience. You're wearing a cowboy hat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also ex-police officer, and we'll get into that a little bit later. That'll be fun. All right.
Like Xmas, right?
No, like X-Men. Like
he's a Christ police officer.
Yeah.
Like Xmas. We said ex-police officer.
He got you early.
Former
That was early in the show.
former police officer.
Derail.
Oh,
Derail.
okay. Yeah.
But not in a bad way. Don't worry.
Not like formally.
Formerly known as police officer. Farmerly known as farmer.
All right. Well, yeah. Before we get into the serious topics, let's see what's in the box. Also, go fuck yourselves because we're not drinking out of the box. We're drinking what's on the table.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah. Well, dude, we had no time to prepare. Oh, okay. So let's explain what's going
there
on
backup?
here.
You could have sent a text message. I could have gone.
We did. You didn't get it till you got here. And you were like, oh, I just got your text message.
So let's explain to the audience what's going on.
Here
Normally we record on Wednesday. Then we edit and stuff, and then the show drops on Monday. So here we are. We had just recorded on Wednesday, and now it's Saturday, and we're recording again because next week is Thanksgiving. And so I guess
what I'm thankful for?
What?
When there's whiskey in the box.
It's
Yeah.
X-giving now, bitch.
X-giving?
I could have brought some Russian whiskey at least.
Yeah, triple X-giving.
So yeah, no, we got E-dub. E-dub.
Bro, that's going to last us like 12 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 2 shots out of that thing, and then we're going to be drinking water the rest of the night. Shots of water, guys. It's got minerals in it.
It'll be all right.
It's good for you.
Hopefully someone has some whiskey stash somewhere.
Maybe it's that electrolyte water,
I hope so.
right? Don't we got some of that?
But I'm just saying, if we have some whiskey stashed somewhere, what are we doing finishing the flies in this Edo?
What if they had electrolyte whiskey?
Oh, the whiskey that we might be stashed somewhere probably is E-dub with flies in it.
Oh, okay.
So
Fair enough.
we'll finish this before we finish that.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Chop.
Chops over there
Blake.
sleeping.
He's over there sexting.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
You just use one finger for that. Now I get it.
Here, let me put this phone in my lap real quick.
Yeah. Touch this button a lot.
All right, Evan Williams. Gentlemen.
Cheers, guys.
Gentlemen.
Cheers.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And the rest of you.
X-giving.
X-giving. Fuck. Hold on, I gotta write down X-giving. Which does bring up the topic. What's y'all's favorite part of X-giving?
Well, I mean, I do like pie.
Pie? What's your favorite pie?
Yes.
This is gonna get heated.
My favorite pie is yes.
All of it?
I'm not a huge fan of pecan.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, you don't like nuts and like stuff or something.
I know. Fuck me right. I don't like
yeah,
nuts.
fuck you. Exactly, dude. You don't like nature's nuts.
I stay away from nuts in general, you know.
It's a good
You're
policy.
missing out, dude.
Dude, I didn't like
missing
pecan pie when I was younger, and now it's one of my favorites.
I didn't like it when I was younger, and I still don't like it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive.
How do you know?
It's got nuts, dude.
I mean, I can eat it, but I won't. You know?
Dude, it's not about the nuts, it's about the gooey stuff.
But I like the pumpkin
Yeah,
pie.
it is all about the gooey stuff under the nuts, right?
Yeah, dude.
I like
That's what you want. You want to lick that gooey stuff from under the nuts.
You got to work it. You got to work for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happens.
That crunchy stuff on the top, yeah. You can take it or leave it.
It gets real hard, but then you get through it, and it's okay.
Anyways,
So-
I leave it.
I mean, yeah, we can argue pie all day, but can we just go ahead and all agree unanimously that cobbler is better than pie?
No.
Cobbler's good. Why not both? That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Have you ever had one of those Hershey's pies?
Dude, I'm about to leave. Y'all are upsetting me.
What kind of cobbler? What's up?
Any of it. Peach.
What if they had
Apple.
Like shoes? Like
what about raisin?
Like a shoe cobbler?
Have you ever had raisin cobbler?
I have not had a raisin cobbler.
I bet
I think
not-
that's bread
I bet
pudding,
it's not good.
actually.
Shepherd's cobbler? I bet that's terrible.
Have you ever had sauerkraut cobbler?
Can you imagine cobbler, just mashed potatoes and like bullshit in it?
All I'm saying is that apple cobbler is better than apple pie.
I don't know.
Well, that doesn't mean all cobblers are better than
I-
all pie.
Okay,
Is
check
cherry
this out.
cobbler better than cherry pie? Hold on. Is
Aren't they
that
the
going to
same,
work?
just different packaging?
Look, 2 nights ago, I went to
This is the
Randall's
sandwich
to get
Taco
apple
debate.
pie and vanilla ice cream. And we got there and they had the apple pie with, it's got like the just normal pie top where the crust is like braided or whatever,
Ooh, yeah.
across the top.
French braid, right?
Yeah. And then it had with the crumbly cinnamon shit on the top of it. And so we bought one of each,
Cinnamon shits?
Yeah, you want the crumbly cinnamon shit, I think.
which would be more like a cobbler, right? Am I wrong? That's right.
If it has a crust, though, it's pie, right?
But it was a cobbler crust.
What does that mean?
Like it was the crumbly shit. It wasn't like,
Then it strictly is the shape, right?
It is shaped, yeah.
If it's a square, then it's cobbler. If it's circle, then it's a pie.
I'm going to do some research.
anyways, I got home and I ate the one with the normal
Trump's a
crust because
researcher.
apple pie sounded better than apple cobbler.
Yeah.
I can give you that. And that's part of it, right? Like if it doesn't sound appealing, it's kind of like you eat with your eyes first. If it doesn't look appealing, it's not going to taste as good. If it sounds like shit, then you're not going to want it. And I've been saying this too. Eggnog. Eggnog needs to be rebranded. Because eggnog sounds gross as fuck, right?
What
But
do
if
they
you called
call
it like sweet milk,
Yeah, like a lot of people
Bubblegum
don't like
milk?
eggs.
you know, people would be like, damn, that shit's good.
Sweet
All
drunky milk.
I figured it out. So pies are made with pastry dough, right?
Mhm.
And cobbler is made with like biscuit dough.
I already don't like it.
Biscuit dough?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No, cobbler's like cake crumble. The cake crumbles. That's what
Just
you
the
want.
crumblies.
That's what
Yeah.
But that's what
biscuits
comes
are.
on top of it. But the actual dough itself is made out of biscuit dough. And
So
the
this
reason
was a
that-
cobbler pie is what it was.
and the
Fuck
reason
that dough.
the reason that people like cobbler more is because the biscuit dough like soaks up more shit, whereas the pastry dough like keeps everything contained. So with cobbler, it's getting all into the fruit is
Squishy
getting into
bread.
the dough. Yeah.
So wait, biscuits are just like
I don't think
Cake
it's biscuit
bread?
dough.
I had apple pie the other night. It was good as fuck. Also, those Hershey's chocolate pies are the best goddamn
Fuck
thing.
whatever
on the
you're
planet.
talking about. Biscuit dough? No, that would be fucking gross if you like mashed a bunch of Grand's biscuits into a.
That's
into
not
a-
true. Have you ever been to Cheddar's?
Cheddar's is not a
What?
good example.
They
of-
bring you out those fucking.
stuff.
It's biscuit dough, but they put the sugar butter all over it. It's a sweet roll.
Okay.
Shit's good as
Is
fuck.
it-
But it's a
not
biscuit?
better than Roadhouse, though.
That's about the same. I don't know. It
No
might be
way,
better.
dude.
It might be better because they use like the fluffy croissant.
Man, those are fighting words, man. Those are
Yo,
Roadhouse is good. They got the good rolls, right?
Y'all are
yeah,
fucked.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Dude, rolls. Rolls where it's at. I'm not all about the cake bread bullshit.
I went to
That
Olive
biscuit
Garden
shit.
last night, and it's hard to argue some Olive Garden breadsticks.
Biscuits make me think like you ran out of yeast.
You have the taste buds of a child, though, and we've established this throughout the years on the show.
X-giving. We're talking about X-giving here.
Fucking cornbread.
All right.
Yeah, but you,
So pies, cobbler.
Cornbread
Is,
pie?
obviously, that's what we think is the best, right? We went straight to dessert. What about the main event?
Yeah, turkey and stuffing, and with the.
Wait, are you a turkey or a ham? If you had to choose one or the other, turkey or ham?
Fucking turkey.
Ham.
Ham?
Ham's
Ham every
Christmas.
day. If I had to choose.
Oh, dude, I'm turkey. This
Turkey,
is
turkey all the way.
it's gonna split down the center.
Well, you turkey guys.
Gator, what's up?
I like brisket. No, I'm just kidding. Turkey's better. I prefer
Turkey's
turkey.
better.
Fried
The brisket's
turkey,
better,
smoked
but
turkey, roasted
turkey
turkey.
exists.
I like, dude. I know the rage right now is fried turkey. That's what everyone loves.
Smoked turkey's good as
Smoked
fuck.
turkey's fucking bomb, dude.
Mhm.
Still a lot of work.
But it's better than fried turkey. I'll say this. I'll say it.
I'm thinking about doing
Smoked
a beer
turkey's
can
better
turkey.
than fried turkey. It is.
I'm thinking about doing a beer can turkey this year.
You get one of those Foster's the Foster's big beer cans. Shove it up
right
a turkey's ass.
You can get
Yeah.
one of those like Guinness kegs, dude, and like
Yeah, that's what I mean. The little mini
mini
ones.
kegs.
You know how
Yeah.
much
Heineken,
butter
Heineken
you
mini
can
kegs.
fit in
Heineken.
there?
That's what I was trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how much butter you can fit in there, dude?
dude.
We'd have to drink half of it, so you could dump a bunch of butter on top.
Do you
of it.
put butter in the beer as part of the beer can process?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's kind of wild. I never thought about that. I thought just the beer did all the work.
No, they put all the spices and butter and everything in that can with the beer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it just stays in the can, doesn't do anything.
No, it like boils up and like sprays all over the inside of the
Oh, it
turkey.
sprays.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a party in there.
Yeah, totally nuts
It's like
inside
a
the
fiesta.
turkey.
It's all spicy and hot and stuff.
Yeah, it's Cajun seasoning.
They're
Sure.
like California Loco.
So I'm one of those. We've established again throughout the years that I don't like Thanksgiving in general.
Uh huh.
However, that said,
Do you like
maybe
turkey?
maybe
You also like
X-giving?
4th of July.
What about X-giving?
yeah. I mean, X-giving's a little bit different, but
It's a little edgier.
But one thing I will say is one of the reasons I don't like Thanksgiving might be because I fucking hate stuffing. Like, I hate it.
Why? It's just biscuits with fucking shit in it.
I know.
Well, there's so many different types of stuffing, though.
Cornbread.
Yeah, but they
cornbread
all-
stuffing.
It all just tastes like you're eating fucking wheat bread.
It's wet. No, it's wet bread.
It's wet for sure. It's moist bread.
But you just talked about you liked cobbler better because it was wet bread.
It's
I
like
know.
saturated bread. He's
This
like,
is
I
just
love it.
savory wet bread instead of sweet
but
wet
that-
bread.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that's got some fruit and shit in it. This is just bread for the sake of being bread that's wet.
So, Chop, kind of like me not liking peanut butter, you and my son are the only, or one of my sons, are the only two people I've ever met in my entire life that don't like stuffing.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's
You're
a
fucked
weird-
up, dude.
That's a weird thing to hate Thanksgiving for too. Is just stuffing because that's like a pretty minor part of it.
That's right up there with me not liking
Where did
peanut
wet
butter,
bread
dude.
touch you, Chop? What happened?
Show us on the doll.
It's when it transitions to stuffing. That's when it all happens.
Dude, if you don't like stuffing, you can get right the fuck out. For real. Like, you're a total piece of shit, and I don't know that we can be brothers anymore.
You know what?
Now, look, I will say this. I do have a favorite Thanksgiving dish.
Uh-huh.
Green bean casserole.
See, that's good. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
down.
with
Green bean
onions and stuff.
casserole is good.
Absolutely.
And the bacon bits in it. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit's good
Oh,
as
I've
fuck.
never thought about that. You put them in the beer can too?
Sure. The whole green bean salad, everything in the beer
Fuck
can.
yeah! You just throw the beer can away when you're all done.
Yeah.
What's the whipped cream with all the bullshit in it?
Fruit salad.
I think it's just bullshit. That stuff's disgusting.
I said it right. It's whipped cream and marshmallows, fucking fruit in
No.
it. It's fruit salad.
Carrot strips too. in there,
Ambrosia
right, dude?
salad.
Yes, same.
What?
Yeah,
Right.
That's the pretentious fancy fucking word for it. It's fruit salad, bro.
Ambrosia.
See, fruit salad, I think of like a fucking Jello mold or something.
Do you like
No,
lose your
that's
memory
Jell-O.
after you eat it or something?
You said it right when it's a Jello.
Oh, no, maybe I'm thinking of fruit cake,
Oh.
That's something different.
which is weird. Who the fuck eats
fruitcake is weird. Everybody knows that.
And they put nuts in it.
I mean,
Nope.
the closest thing I can agree to is carrot cake. Because carrot cake fucking slaps.
Carrot
Yeah.
cake's good as fuck.
Except for the carrots.
Zucchini bread's good.
That's right up there with
vegetable
pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
Zucchini bread, pumpkin bread.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, that shit's all pretty good.
But you don't like wet bread, huh?
No.
Unless it's sweet wet bread.
Because carrot cake's pretty wet.
I mean, like, banana bread is fine.
It's wet.
Also wet.
It's wet bread.
But, like, all
That's
of
sweet
that,
wet bread.
all of that bread has flavor, though.
So does stuffing. Stuffing's like
Stuffing tastes like wheat bread.
It's a flavor bomb.
There's
There's
nothing
like,
else in it. It's
Bro,
fucking bread flavor.
You've got the wrong kind of stuffing.
I know.
Somebody's ruined you on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save this guy.
Did
Bro,
they
you,
leave the
you just
packet
need to
out?
buy the big tub of fucking stovetop.
Dude, it's okay.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the same
You
thing
can,
as
you can eat that shit dry. It's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
delicious.
like hush puppies. Hush puppies are deep fried fucking wheat bread. There's no
No,
other
it's
flavors.
cornbread.
You know,
Actually,
I could get where you're coming from on hush puppies, but I am going to say again, you probably just didn't have them at the right spots because I found
And
some
it's
good
fried.
hush puppies over the year, and it's fried. Fried is good.
you can't fuck up a hush puppy. I mean,
I disagree. I've been to some places
you
that
can
fucked up.
you
a
can
hush-
burn them, yeah. Hush puppies.
You can burn them, or you can not flavor them, like he's talking about.
or you can not cook them enough, or cook them too much, or
That's when we cook wild game. People all the time, I don't like gamey. Well, it's because you
Oh
had
yeah,
it done
you,
wrong.
you ever
One
get
time.
the hush puppies from Long John Silver's that break your fucking teeth?
They're like chips.
Yeah, bro. The hush puppies at Catfish Parlor though. What's up,
Oh, the
Austin?
little cigar
That's an
ones?
Austin reference.
The
Nobody
little
else in the
cigar
world will
ones?
get that.
they're the sticks, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the sticks.
And the
the
little
stick hush
jalapeno
puppies.
sauce you
Oh
put 'em in.
god,
And
damn,
I-
that shit is good.
I don't know if it's rose-colored glasses, but I remember going to Catfish Parlor and I got a mug of root beer that was like, it was like the size of a fucking Stein
Yeah.
or something. A
Yeah,
big ass
huge.
mug.
There's a giant barrel in the
And
back.
that's what I imagine. Yeah, they have to hammer a fucking wooden spigot into it to.
They got like pinup girls holding catfish on the walls with the Bud Light in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They got all
Yeah.
kinds of goofy shit
Yeah,
on the
dude.
wall.
And
Yeah,
then,
that
and then I
place-
go as an
that place
adult,
cool.
and they give me this little bullshit ass. I was like, I want a root beer. Like I'm here for the hush puppies and root beer. I haven't been here in a decade. That's what I want. And this, Dude, it's not the same. They fucked it all up.
You know, there's only
Inflation.
two left now, right? There's only the one down south and one in Georgetown. The one on Research closed.
Yeah,
I blame
yeah.
California. I blame
Yeah.
California.
That's
It's
a
the
root-
Caliban.
I
The Caliban shut down.
I blame your negative review on Yelp. Did you fucking tell the world that? And that's why they closed?
What?
We're going to fight about that.
Did
If
they
you,
have
if
small
you got
root
the
beer?
research facility
Yelp?
closed. Yeah.
No, I don't go on Yelp.
I
Definitely
don't,
not.
I don't know what old people do. Fuck.
Wait a minute.
They don't go on Yelp.
Oh, they do. They definitely do.
Yeah.
They complain about like
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Thanksgiving and stuffing and
So you saw him on Yelp?
Oh yeah. So like I went, so you know, I travel for work or whatever, and I'll go and like, I'll have a bunch of people that are kind of around my age-ish, like around 30, you know, plus or minus 4 or 5 years. A lot of us fall into that kind of age range, right? And then like there'll be some older people that show up occasionally, and like the younger group, they'll be like, hey, you know, here's a Google Map group or whatever that's got a bunch of restaurants across the country. Whenever you're traveling, pull it up and you can look on the map and it'll be like, hey, you know, somebody in your group said this was a fucking dope place to eat, right? And then you'll get like on site with one of those older people and they'll be like, oh, I use Yelp for that. And it's like, cool, I'm never going to download that app. Have fun fucking talking to your old people, because the rest of us in, you know, the 30s are not going to do that.
You have to stop caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need to stop caring.
Yeah.
it's hard, but
Dude, so have y'all seen the videos from that restaurant called Karen?
Huh.
No.
So
Did they
That's
stop her?
unfortunate.
That's
That's
no,
wicked
no,
unfortunate.
no. It's awesome. So have you ever heard of Dick's Last Resort?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or been there?
Yeah.
So it's the same concept, right? So it's all waitresses, and they're just fucking hoes to you the whole time you're there. Like they're just assholes.
Yeah.
And
Have
there's a video that went like kind of viral where like this family took in their grandma to this Karen's restaurant, and they like go up to the podium and they're like, oh, you know, table for 5. And like, I don't remember what the hostess says, but then she throws the menus on the floor in front of them, and the grandmother's like in shock. And
Oh, they didn't tell her.
No, they didn't tell her.
So she left a nasty Yelp review,
Yeah.
oh man,
which is just
so
like better for them. Like that's
Right,
good
yeah.
advertising for them.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a complaining about stuffing or something.
Dude, so I've been to a Dick's once, and it was an experience.
Like the sporting goods store.
No.
No, the restaurant.
Like the last resort.
Yeah.
What is it they take? Like if you're wearing a tie, they cut that shit off or something?
Yeah.
Like that? They
something
staple
like
it to
that.
the
It's,
ceiling and shit?
Coyote Ugly is the most similar thing that I can think of.
But said they're mean.
Except that, the girls at Coyote Ugly are hotter.
Yeah,
And they're
so-
mean, or they just like,
At Dick's Last Resort, their goal is basically just to roast you from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you leave.
Yeah, they're going to make an ass out of you.
Mhm.
can you like do it back to them?
Oh, yeah.
Because I would win.
Oh, yeah,
So
you definitely can.
It's like you work at a restaurant.
One of my wife's favorite stories to tell is how her...
Wow, you got personal. It's like you're screwing around. You're like, going after it personally.
You can definitely toss it back. One of my wife's favorite stories to tell is how her mom and her family went to a Dick's Last Resort, and her mom made the waiter cry.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
She was just firing back faster than he could do anything about it.
What's the thing where they like take the shot and then slap you and fucking bust an egg over your head or some shit? You seen that shit?
I don't know, but that sounds like a bad fucking time.
Have you seen the crazy Russian one where they put the helmet on and they like
Yeah, that shit is
in
cool.
the head with like a piece of pipe or a fire extinguisher?
That
Like,
shit
what
is cool.
this? Only in Russia, man. Those guys are nuts.
Bullshit. That has happened in the United States.
Probably
that might
in
have-
Florida.
Shit, it might have happened in Blake's garage at some point.
Dude, what if they had a UFC restaurant where you had to like fight your waiter and he was an MMA fighter? And he like punched you in the face before you like took bites of food and stuff. And you could punch him back, but it's not like in your favor to do that.
In
Because
fact,
it'll hit you harder.
Dude, I kind of remember putting on a helmet one time and targeting a 100-year-old oak tree in your front yard.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
Yeah.
think it was a motorcycle.
You lost.
No, I didn't lose.
Yeah, you did.
The helmet lost.
The helmet lost.
Yeah. I was fine. Hence the helmet.
Every garage full of a bunch of degenerate drunks should have a football helmet.
I agree.
There should always be a helmet around when you're drinking because
You might need it. Safety.
Somebody's going to need it
Yeah, safety.
at some point.
There's a picture of me asleep, just totally naturally asleep in a bed in Blake's house with a skateboard helmet on.
You just got tuckered. You had the helmet on. You were working out.
Yeah.
It was a busy day, Motherfucker's tired.
He's all worn out.
There's one of me with the football helmet on. I guess I had just got done, doing some exercises or something. And I was holding,
Did you get a concussion?
and I was holding an empty keg over my head and finishing it with the tap in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
For hydration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a post-workout keg finisher.
We should have sent our photos into MTV back in the day.
No, because like, we weren't that cool back in the day.
No, remember Jackass said don't do that specifically.
I think they had disclaimers and shit for that.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of this was pre-Jackass, man.
Shots?
Yeah.
So speaking of workouts, there's a dude that I have nothing but the utmost respect for, and I gotta.
Is it the dude that got killed by Killer Sally?
No,
Did you see the Killer Sally bullshit?
no.
It's like Tiger King for bodybuilders.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. She killed the fuck out of her husband.
Was he a bodybuilder?
Yeah, so was she.
Oh, I watched part of that.
And
I
they
think
said
my
that
wife was watching
she couldn't
it.
be a battered woman because she was a mean ass bitch that beat up dudes for a living.
She straight up called 911. She's like, I just killed my husband.
Yeah,
And they're like, where is he? He's like, in the living room.
he's dead.
She did.
Mhm.
It's on net. Is it, I think.
Netflix.
Yeah.
She
Well,
did,
that's cool. At least it's a short series. Right?
she did 20.
Episode 1. She's like, I killed him. He's dead. And they're like, all right, cool.
She did 25 years and got out and is remarried and living in
Netflix
Florida.
could get away with that though. They could make a big deal out of it, one episode, and it's over, and everyone would just watch the hell out of it. They really would.
So no, the guy, the athlete that I'm talking about that I want to commend is he's
Tom Brady.
No, he's an old Chinese dude, and he ran a marathon chain smoking cigarettes, and he finished in 3.5
Oh,
hours.
what a fucking champion, right?
Dude, that's cheating.
And he's
How come they
alive?
didn't ban him for that?
Yeah.
That's PEDs.
Caliban.
For real, though, not only is it offensive, which, you know,
Yeah, screw the Marlboro man. We need this guy.
Dude, he would be a good spokesman.
At least he wasn't smoking pot and cigarettes because that would have been bad. You know?
Yeah.
Well, he would have never won. He would have had to stop and eat.
Yeah.
you know what they
Maybe-
mean? He just smoked everybody in the race.
He probably would have never raced.
he would have thought about it, smoked, been like, ah, fuck that. Nah, dude's a fucking champion. He's a winner. Now, how about this? I have no idea what a fast marathon time is.
Depends on the marathon.
Yeah, what are we running?
What do you mean depends on the marathon?
What do you mean?
The
I
thing-
prefer the 0.0. You might have seen the stickers.
I
that
think
are
a
like
marathon is like
13.1
defined as
or
a
some
distance.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
I think it's either
26.
26
We
or
got it.
27.
That's a
something
Google
like that.
question.
26.2, I think.
Yeah, people write it on the back of their SUVs.
Yeah, because 13.1 is the half. Yeah, so
They write
it's,
it,
it's
yeah.
26.2.
I've seen that on the back of a lot of SUVs, actually. It's a good place to see that.
It took me forever to figure out what the fuck that. They had to invent Google before I learned what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, 26 miles.
So
Is that your age?
they drive their SUV 26 miles and then they can put the sticker on.
Yeah, something like that.
And 26 miles, like, I guess 3.5 hours is fast.
I would assume so. I mean,
The article made it a point to be like, and he finished in 3.5
Y'all
hours.
said 3.5 hours. I thought it was a 5K.
Was he taking smoke breaks or was he smoking and running?
no, he was smoking and
No, he
running.
was smoking and running, chain smoking.
You can't
Damn,
run
dude.
26 miles in 3.5 hours with stopping to smoke.
Dude, it would have been more
He
impressive.
probably
if
had
took
one of those
smoke
torch
breaks.
lighters so he could smoke on the run. You know?
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Damn, you think he has an ashtray with him?
Nah, fuck that.
He just litters?
Yeah, ashes in the wind. You know,
That's an issue. Don't mess with Texas. I hope this wasn't happening.
it wasn't in Texas. No.
Okay, good.
No, he was
He was
putting
a
the butts in
Chinese
his
guy.
pocket.
Okay. So he does have an ashtray.
Or just swallow them. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
like
That's
a
kind of
real man.
cheating too, though.
Put it out on your tongue. Fucking swallow it.
That's
So,
PEDs at that
quick
point.
math I did in my head. It's probably about 7 minutes a mile.
Yeah, that's really
For
fast.
For 26 of
26
them, it's
miles.
fucking
26
ridiculous.
miles. Wow.
And how many cigarettes did he smoke?
I don't know.
26.
Every 7 minutes.
26 cartons, baby.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So like 1.35 packs
What-
of cigarettes per
what would be a cooler thing he could have done for 26 miles?
Dude takes shots of whiskey.
Every,
And one or whatever.
every
minute.
7 minutes, he's got to take a
Yeah,
shot.
if he could
of
do a cigarette and a shot for every mile, you know?
Damn.
he'd be fucking wasted by the end.
No, he would run it all
Wasted
off.
like halfway.
He'd run it all off. He would shit and sweat it all out.
20
Oh yeah, that's science. That is
26,
science.
26 shots in 3.5 hours is that's
He'd
that's
still be
competition
fucked up.
level,
I mean,
man.
there's- you don't get rid of alcohol that way.
Shit, I can sweat it out.
How do you-
Jesse ate.
How do you get rid of it?
You don't.
What do you mean you don't?
There's only one way. You just have to slow down the absorption of alcohol, which is eat before.
Oh no, he's eating wet bread, also stuffing, handfuls of
That's the
stuffing.
trick.
And all those cigarette butts will soak up some booze.
He's got pocket stuffing, you know?
No, I like the science here. This is really cool. And I never had somebody put it in such a clear way.
Yeah, everyone, the coffee, cold showers. I went through more training than I even want to think about again. The only thing
Doesn't Winterfresh reduce alcohol levels by a lot?
before.
You can't eat afterwards and
You can, but it's not really going to help.
not as effective as
Think
before.
of it like a chamber,
Oh,
and it's all
yeah.
sitting at the bottom. and it stops. If you like, you ever not ate and then drank a whole bunch, what happens?
Oh man, you get really
If you
drunk.
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
We all do.
If you put bread on the bottom of the bowl, it's going to absorb more than if you just sprinkle bread on the
That's
top of the
some
bowl.
fucking
But wet
science,
bread is
That
heavier
is
than
science.
like
Beer
beer, right?
or whiskey.
Or whiskey. So you'd think the wet bread would go to the bottom of the chamber, no?
Yeah, well, I think it just has to do with what you ate and how it's in the digestion process.
This brings up another good topic. Today, I made chili today. And
I know. I was kind of
Nice.
looking forward to that. I was disappointed when it wasn't out here.
there's chili in there.
I'm going to need that later.
And I want to go into first, I want to go into how degenerate Gator is because of the way he poured his chili into a bowl.
He just tip the bowl over? Pot?
So he gets his bowl. Yeah. And then he picks up the whole pot of chili and dumps some chili into
I was
the
going to
bowl.
use my hand. Let's be real.
But into the bowl first, and then he took Fritos and put on top of the chili, and then put cheese and onions on top of the Fritos.
Dude.
They stay crispy
What
that
the
way.
fuck is
dude.
wrong with you?
I don't like soggy bread, bro.
That's like the guy that puts milk in the bowl first and then pours cereal on top.
But you like stuffing.
Yeah, it's different. Because it's savory bread.
Dude, if you pour milk in the bowl first, you're stupid.
You're a fucking asshole.
Well, no, what if you're trying to watch your
just
milk
dumb.
intake or something?
You're just dumb.
Who
Like,
watches their milk intake?
Hey, if you're like lactose, not intolerant, but what is it, like resistant or something?
I don't believe
I
in
think
that.
it's intolerant.
Resilient?
It's against my religion
Resilient.
or something.
I think if you're resilient, you'd be fine with it.
Lactose resilient. I like that. I'm lactose resilient, and I'm proud to say that. I'm going to shout it on the street corners.
Well, they need to put it on the fucking flag with the rest of the shit.
I think I drank
so-
bad milk.
Lactose pride.
I think I drank bad milk today, and I was intolerant.
There's no such thing as
you were
bad milk.
intolerant?
Yeah.
So just because this kind of ties into this, earlier, a couple people were walking out to the studio, and Gator had set a pint of milk outside of the studio door, and a couple people walked into the studio and went, "Why the fuck is there milk outside?"
He's going to drink that later.
Yeah.
Dude, it's perfect milk temperature outside right now. It's a nice, like,
36.
37 degrees, 36 degrees.
I want to hear a weatherman use that. It's like a metric. They're like, it's milk temperature outside.
Yeah.
Perfect milk temperature.
Oh, dude.
Take your milk.
That is
set
more
it
positive
outside.
than being like, it's fucking cold and wet.
Yeah.
It sucks. No, you're like, it's perfect milk temperature.
They wouldn't say it's good stuffing temperature weather. It's good milk temperature weather.
No, wet bread, not doing so good. You
Cold
want your wet
wet
bread
bread.
hot. Yeah.
Because when it gets too cold, you lose the kind of moisture
wet
content.
bread.
Hot wet bread is better than cold wet bread.
That'd be a
for
good
sure.
restaurant, man. Hot wet bread. We're going to hot wet bread today. What do they got? What the fuck do you think they got?
Dude, honestly,
Raise your hand, they throw it at
if they had like a stuffing bar, you know, like
Oh
where
my
you
God.
get stuffing and just throw random shit in it.
And
Dude,
they're
and all it
assholes.
is-
You put on a football helmet and they slap you in the head and fucking spit in your mouth and stuff.
Their stuffing bar, it's just like
Hot wet
bowl
bread.
after bowl of different types of stuffing. And there's like disgusting kinds of stuffing.
And all
like,
different types of gravy and fucking sauces, ranch,
Yeah.
shit
Giblet,
you could put on
Giblet
it.
gravy, man.
like sugar-free gravy.
The only reason that I continue to try stuffing every single year at Thanksgiving is just so I can like have a vessel for more gravy.
Yeah. No,
You
that's
can
what
just
it
get
is.
a cup for that.
That's
That's
what
what I do. Like a red cup. Y'all ever get those red cups and filled up with gravy?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And a straw.
Well, I started a union last year, actually. For
What's it called?
For gravy drinkers.
Mhm.
It's a gravy union. Yeah. And we all united to drink gravy out of red cups and, stand up for gravy drinkers' rights. It's important, man. There used to be a strong tradition in this country of gravy drinkers. And, since like the 1950s, the boomer generation hit, and it's all gone
Here we go.
downhill since there.
See, I didn't even know anything about the culture behind it, but I've been a part of the gravy drinking community for a while now. And I
There's
guess
literally dozens of you.
Does it just have different sex? I mean, like, what if it's like brown gravy, white gravy, giblet gravy?
So
How
what's
does it work?
beautiful about the community is we don't segregate. We're all one community. And, even
And you
we,
mix it all together.
we
That's-
blend gravies sometimes. Yeah. And you get some wonderful
Or
colors.
the brown and the white gravy get all mixed together?
They get like gray kind of after a while. But it's
All right.
okay.
Dude, I've always been taught
Go
not to
ahead.
drink the gray gravy.
go ahead, let's all be pieces of shit here.
What?
What's your favorite kind of gravy?
Brown gravy.
Oh,
Brown gravy.
I can't. Fuck you.
Oh no, come on. Put your dick on a table. Let's see it.
No, that's impossible. That's an impossible question.
Nah. I could
There's no
never
such
eat
thing.
white gravy again.
What?
No.
Biscuits and gravy, motherfucker.
Brown gravy.
Yeah, no.
Really? For breakfast?
I'm down.
Mine's
Yeah, dude.
white gravy, and
should
even
seek
better if I
therapy.
can add hot sauce to it.
Jalapeno white gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
that's kind of where I was going. If
Yeah.
I can add some hot sauce to white gravy,
They-
It's hard to fuck with.
Peppered country gravy goes just about
Oh,
on
the
everything.
stuff. What is the stuff that you get from? What's that one chicken place? And you get the little packets and you put it in your gravy.
Chick-fil-A.
It's like Cajun seasoning. No, not
Chicken
Chick-fil-A.
fingers and brown
It's
gravy?
Tony's, right?
Express.
Like they
It's
just put
pretty much Tony's. Yeah.
Johnny's
Put
chicken.
that in your gravy.
I don't know. I think white gravy wins for me. I think.
Yeah, I'm white gravy all the way.
I might be in the minority here, but I'm okay.
But I'm
with
I'm with
myself.
you.
Because
Blake.
I'm not going to eat brown gravy for fucking breakfast.
Why not?
But
'Cause
I'm not
that's
putting white
gross.
gravy on my chopped steak.
Oh.
Chopstick?
I think I just became part of the Gravy Drinkers Association.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got a card for you outside. We can sign it after the show.
Validate it.
You're going to love the benefits. It's pretty sweet.
What are the benefits?
I can't tell you on the air, dude. You know how many motherfuckers we're going to have signing up?
That shit's secret.
I know. Dude. It's like a secret society.
There's red gravy too. You'll
Yeah.
know about this.
Yeah, red
Oh,
eye.
and I mean, Giblet gravy is, it's
That
got
makes-
its place.
That's like brown gravy.
No, it's not. It's Giblet.
Oh,
It's like
it's fighting words.
it's like anti-gravy.
Dude, I love giblet gravy, and I like it. The nastier and dirtier you can make it, the
With
better.
the chopped up hard boiled eggs in it.
Oh, chopped up chicken
It's
parts,
got
dude.
Livers,
I will-
gizzards,
Leave the
eggs.
stones and
Even
all
the
the
neck is
fucking
in
like
there.
eating
Yeah,
in there
put the
too.
neck in there. Come on, I want the chicken foreskins in there.
You want
Like,
all the leftover seeds and corn pieces and stuff.
everything out of the crawl.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
So
Is
I
that
will
dirt?
say this in
I want
defense
the
of
chicken foreskins.
white gravy,
Blake.
dude. White gravy with fucking chicken strips, like some tendies.
Okay.
God
Okay.
damn it!
White gravy with sausage and biscuits.
Yeah, I
Period.
agree.
End of story. Like, that's it.
The fried chicken strips are like, oh, dude, like the
biscuits and gravy is wet bread too.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
Not if
not
you eat it fast enough.
I'm starting to realize how many things are just wet bread.
like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, this is wet bread.
dude. Tell me steak fingers with white gravy.
No.
Yeah,
brown
you gonna
gravy,
eat
dude.
steak fingers with the brown gravy?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You will not be. You won't ever be happy.
You can never go to Dairy Queen.
I mean, I love Dairy Queen too,
Dude,
but
seriously, you gonna dip the Dairy Queen toast in the brown gravy? You tripping?
yeah, for sure.
You're tripping.
No, absolutely, 100%.
White gravy is more versatile and just as good. You're done. Your argument is
I
sour.
prefer brown gravy. I would dip my fingers in it before I dipped it in white gravy.
Okay, so in my fridge, I'm shifting gears a little bit. Sticking on food though, because this is the Thanksgiving episode, right? In my fridge right now, I have 3 different types of leftovers. I have the chili that I made today. I have,
Which isn't in your fridge yet 'cause it's still sitting out.
well, the point stands.
You put it outside and it'll cool off. Like
I
a milk.
have chicken and dumplings, and I have pot roast. So it's definitely gotten colder, and these are the comfort foods
You're
that are
a
happening.
pumpkin spice motherfucker, aren't you?
What?
It gets cold outside, so you make all that shit.
No, I didn't like, oh, it's cold outside, I better make this shit. I was like, you know what
I'm
sounds
saying
fucking
the
good?
season changed,
It's a pot roast.
and everything's pumpkin spice all of a sudden.
There's 0 pumpkin spice in there.
What he did say is it's cold outside. I'm going to Starbucks and getting a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, obviously.
That's not the same thing though. It's making
Get
much
your free red
comfort
cup?
foods.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I'm confused. What is the whole fucking
Yeah.
deal with the red cup thing?
So
I'm
it's like a
lost.
holiday thing. I guess they do it at Starbucks.
Yeah, they give you a red cup.
But people who work at
Like
Starbucks
a solo
are-
cup?
No, it's like
Dude,
like.
when you say red cup, I think of a solo
I was
cup.
thinking solo cup the whole time.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen those? Like
I was like, Starbucks ran out of cups, I guess?
It's like a
They're
white
using solo
Starbucks
cup?
cup, but it's red. It's
Yeah.
a red cup.
But have you seen those cups you can buy at the grocery store? And they're like the
Yeah, they're
travel
solo cups.
They're the travel coffee cups, and they're like semi keep for a little while. They're not like solo cups where you use and throw away. They're like use them like 3-4 times and throw them away.
It's a Starbucks cup that's red.
So what's the problem? What's going on with them?
They give them away for free if you go to Starbucks.
But that also upset baristas. And they're
So I just show up and be like, I need 7 red cups and that's it. No receipt. And
No, I think you have to like buy a coffee.
but they fill it up like indefinitely for that day or something, right?
what's it say? Don't you?
Oh,
always
really?
get a free cup
If
when you
so,
get
I
a
missed
coffee?
out.
Is it all this pumpkin spice you can drink?
No,
Is that
these
red
are like
cups?
a hard plastic rather than like a. They're not a throwaway.
These are the semi.
Yeah, they're the semi. Like use them
Semi-rigid.
Use
Use
them
for the
4
environment.
times.
You use them 2 or 3 times before you throw the microplastics away, you know?
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
so is it like the kind of cups you get at like the dive fucking diner or whatever, where it's like, oh, I'm going to take the cup home, like the old Iguana Grill cups and shit like
It's
that.
like a styrofoam cup.
Like a collector cup.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Oh,
it's
those
like-
are plastic. Those are a little bit different.
Okay.
This is
don't
a
think-
semi-rigid cup.
Yeah, but I use those for like
I thought Starbucks did
15
anything
years.
Yeah, same.
You know?
Yeah, you can keep them forever. Really,
Huh.
I guarantee you there's,
you'll probably lose the lid though.
you know
You're
where
a
you find them?
dumbass.
You find them in the bathtub. And that like all the color is like worn off of the outside and you've had it for a fucking decade.
Yeah. You've been pouring coffee water on your kid's
It's
hair
like
for the last
plastic.
10 years.
It's actually
Yeah.
just for washing hair. I have a gallon for him. So like every time I wash his hair and I dump it on him, he thinks he's at a water resort, you know.
A Homer bucket.
Dude, that's pretty smart, man. I never thought about that. I bet it takes a long time to fill up.
Well,
And likewise, like if your mood changes a little bit, it could be considered waterboarding.
that's where I was going with that.
Damn. It's just a matter of how the body is.
Yeah.
Right?
Look, it's either fun or it's waterboarding.
Yeah.
It's the same process, you know?
Wait, so Chris, so your stance is because I made chicken and dumplings and pot roast and stuff, like I'm a shitty person. What's your favorite fucking cold weather food?
No, I'm just calling you a basic bitch.
Okay, you don't you don't want any chili then, I guess.
What did you make this week?
You're too
Hot
cool,
dogs?
You're too cool for chili.
I did make some hot dogs.
Did you eat some ice cream?
I
Ramen
did eat
noodles.
some ice cream this week.
He didn't even cook them. We just ate them.
We had a barbecue the
Raw
other
hot
day.
dogs.
Dude, I haven't eaten dry ramen since prison.
Hot dogs, beanie weenies.
Oh.
I saw a recipe for
I haven't made
for
beans.
bacon
I wanna
wrap
make some
beanie weenies
beans.
the other day.
Bacon.
I got a wedding I got to cook for the Saturday, and I'm doing 8 pounds.
Dude, if we're going on beans,
Whoa.
I went to Trudy's like last week and got the Baracho beans. Those were the spiciest beans I've ever had in my life and the most delicious.
What does borracho mean?
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
Oh.
Drunk.
Damn. You would know that.
I don't know where that was going, but yeah.
That's pretty.
I actually looked it up, so I always wondered what it meant. And it's drunk bean.
That makes
Dude,
sense.
that's
I'm
wild.
down for some drunk beans.
I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
I like them. I don't know what to say. I never knew, but
Those ones from HEB that say Baracho beans in the can, freaking money.
bro, Trudy's.
They're
Trudy's has the best goddamn beans I've ever had in my
I'm not
life.
driving all the way to Austin.
Is Trudy's the place with the purple margaritas?
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh,
Baby A's.
That's White Elephant.
Oh,
Or
Baby
A's, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Baby A's.
I'm
Don't
not
they have
going
one
there
called
either.
Elephant something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know you can get wasted at Trudy's. You can buy the margaritas by the gallon.
Gross. Can you dump that on your kid in the bathtub too?
Do you get to keep the cup?
And well, you get to keep the jug.
Nice.
You can fill it with water and dump it on people.
Yeah.
Or fill it up with vomit.
All you can
and dump
drink
it on people.
margaritas.
Dude, that's a stupid fucking thing. You know, okay, so like at Baby A's, they have the purple margaritas, right? And
But
they're
you
like-
can only get one.
I thought it was 2.
No, it's one per
I
person.
think it's 2 if you're not a shithead.
I don't know. In any case, they're like, hey,
You give her
everybody is
Slip
at
her
the...
$20. She gives you
No, here's the trick. He's about to tell you. I know where he's getting at. You can sit there and drink all fucking night and then order the purple margarita as your last drink and you're good. But if you order a purple margarita to kick it off, you're done.
Oh, I wouldn't even go in there.
Do you know from experience?
But that's the
Yeah,
catch.
yeah, yeah.
That's the catch there, just so you know. You order it as your last drink.
Oh, I don't go there for other reasons. That's a whole other story.
But what I was going to say is it's fucking, like, they're like, hey, everybody flat across the board can only have one of these drinks. And it's like, I know motherfuckers that would drink half of that and be, like, throwing up on your kitchen staff. And then I know other people that would drink, like, 8 of those and be like, all right, I'm going to fucking peace.
Can I borrow your car?
All right, I need a shot and a beer before I drive home.
What's
Who's
your
got a
keys?
roadie?
A roadie.
That's a one good thing out of the pandemic, the to-go alcohol.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm
It's
telling you, I bought a
Dude.
gallon of fucking margaritas from Trudy's like last week.
I can't believe that to-go alcohol stuff. That's so wild.
and then it stuck.
I know, I
Yeah.
can't believe
There's
they
still
left
blue
it.
laws in this state. You know what blue laws are?
No.
Dude, when I was in college, we were in Dry County. We had to drive 30 miles to go get liquor.
Yeah.
And then we'd get it, and if we were poor, we'd drink it before we got back. And that's
Yeah,
the
because you couldn't
problem.
buy that much.
Well, yeah, you couldn't buy
There
that
used to
much.
be hella dry counties, man. Where River House was
Williamson
used to
County
be a dry,
was?
dry county.
Williamson County?
A long time ago, yeah.
Wow.
Funny story.
Dude, there's beer cans all over the place in Williamson County. That's surprising.
When I lived in Dallas, the county that I was in was dry.
Yeah.
And I lived, like, pretty much just north of
And
downtown.
you had
Like,
to buy like there was a couple restaurants in town with alcohol, so you had to buy a membership. So it looked like the little card you had back in school to get your freaking lunches. You know, they punched a hole in it because your mom
Oh,
had to
man.
prepay. You had this little freaking deal, and you had to get a new card every month because you only got so many drinks a month because you were a member, and they'd punch your card when you came in. It was a
Dude, I'd blow the whole card
So you
the
gotta
first night. Have to come back with a different ID.
No,
the
it
next
wasn't
day.
per
I
drink.
gotta have a membership at 7 different places so I can hit one each night.
And they knew what they were doing.
7, 12, whatever.
It was a, and I left, you know, and I didn't go back to that town for years. And I come back and I bought all this beer because we were meeting all these people there, right? I had like a backseat bed of my truck's full of beer, and they're like, "What the hell's all that beer for?" And I'm like, "Well, I got it for everybody in case somebody, you know, we don't have to go to town." He's like, "They sell beer at the gas station now, jackass." I was
Oh,
like,
my God.
when did that happen? They're like,
Well,
4
then it's
years
for
ago.
me, jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't drink my
Apparently-
beer.
and you can also be a bootlegger. Learned that. That's a pretty funny story too.
Oh, when I was in Utah, if you bought alcohol in Colorado and brought it over to Utah, that was like
No,
bootlegging.
I'm talking about cross county. So we went across and we had a flatbed. And we're 20, 21, 22. And we had literally 15 cases of beer ratchet strapped down on the flatbed of this trailer, on this truck. And we're driving
Put a
back.
tarp over it. You'll be fine.
We're getting there. And we pull over. We get pulled over by a trooper. And my buddy's like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing, dude. I was doing the speed limit. I mean, whatever. And he walks up. The trooper didn't say anything. He didn't say shit. He just goes up. He goes, the fuck are y'all doing? That's what he said in my window. And I was like, he goes, get the fuck out. So we get out and he's like pointing at the truck, like a flatbed, like an 8-foot flatbed. Half of it's full of beer strapped down. He's like, the fuck is this? I'm like,
We're throwing a party,
you're
man.
not going to like the answer to this question. But
Well, see,
got a
most
bunch
of the
of
people at the party I'm going to are underage, so they sent us on the beer run. We had to drive cross county.
and he goes, you dumbasses do realize this is bootlegging. You can't take more than 2 cases per 21-year-old person on your person at a time.
Here,
We're
we'll
like-
drink half of this case,
and
and
we're
there's like
fuck.
double of us.
Well, I'm like, I didn't even care about going to jail at that point. He's going to make us pour it out.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like, dude, this is
probably-
$300 for the beer. And he's like, you shitheads have a tarp? And we're like, yeah, by the grace of God himself. There was a tarp in the backseat of that truck. We covered it up. He sent us on our way. He left before we even did. It's like he didn't want to be a part of
Yeah,
it either.
plausible deniability, man.
I gotta go.
Yeah. So we're Erath County bootleggers.
Erath County, is that Stephenville?
Mhm.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild.
It's a fun time.
The first time that Blake and I hung out as adults, semi-adults maybe.
Statute of limitations is way up on this.
Yeah,
This is like 20 years ago, right?
At least.
at least.
First time y'all hung out, y'all.
Well, no. See, we grew up together, but then we got older and went to high school and got in trouble and whatever, so we didn't hang out for a while, you know? And then, like, once he was, like, moved out and an adult, and once I came back from my bullshit, whatever, we were like, we're gonna go hang out with our dads, and it was, in East Texas, up by Tyler, kinda. So it's like a 5-hour drive from here or something like that. And we both had jobs, and we were like, we can't get off like and leave on Thursday, so we'll just leave on Friday. And then so we rode together. But driving through Texas, we started drinking, of course, before we left, and then continued on throughout the drive. And but through Texas,
But it was pretty mild to start with.
there was
It
a lot of dry counties.
It was like,
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and you wouldn't know it. Then you get into Louisiana, and it's like an oasis. They have liquor at the freaking gas station.
Stations, yeah.
I think we might have had a little bit of whiskey and we had a bunch of beer, and so we're trying to.
We
drink
had
in.
vodka. We had vodka. We had a bottle of vodka because we
That's
had
how you know it was a long time ago.
we couldn't find beer or anything to buy from the stores. So we went to a grocery store and they had mixer. They had Bloody Mary mix. And we bought Bloody Mary mix from the grocery store and we had a bottle of vodka. And so basically we're taking shots of vodka and then chasing it with Bloody Mary mix.
You know, like responsible adults.
That's efficient. You didn't even dirty a glass. I like it.
And I had this
Plus, you can put the cat back on, throw it under the seat. You're still legal.
I had this Kia Sorrento.
No, that's not how that works.
I had this Kia Sorrento and we were driving this Kia Sorrento as fast as this motherfucker would go through all these like back roads, whatever, getting to East Texas, fucking sipping vodka.
Safely.
And right before
As
we
fast
got
as we could go safely.
right before we got to where we could go, and we found a wet county, and they had beer at the gas station. So we stopped and we grabbed a couple of like big 32-ounce fucking glass bottles or whatever. And so we're
Big old
drinking.
40s.
Now we're drinking beer. Yeah, the vodka,
Was I underage?
I think the vodka's gone. I think you were underage. And we're about like 5 minutes from where we're going, maybe a little bit less, maybe 2 minutes, and we get lit up. Fucking cop lights behind us.
Row.
And so we keep going.
But
obviously.
luckily, we were already going 100 miles an hour, so we didn't speed up. We just maintained.
We
You know?
maintained, you know, and then got to where we're going and we whipped in and it, you know, and there was these cabins and shit and we pulled up and jumped out of the car and fucking hid the beer in the bushes. And the cops like just looking at us like, what the fuck are these
You
dumbasses?
dumbasses.
What the fuck are these guys doing? And, our dads came out of the cabin, and started talking to the cops and they were like, they're here now. There won't be any more trouble. We got them. It's good. Just go.
Little
No-
did he know.
Nothing to see here. And he was like, what'd they hide in the bushes? And we were like, we just had to piss. It's been a long drive. Yeah, anyways.
Safe.
A cop left and we were safe. Fucking barely though.
Yeah, the only reason he didn't continue to fuck with us is because our dads were there. Like, we got to the dads.
I
Yeah.
don't know why you know, they passed the open container deal. This has been years ago, but it's like, you know, there's only 2 things that you can get pulled over for that they can't take you to jail for immediately. Like, you run a stop sign leaving here, and you're like, son, you done messed up. He just takes you straight to jail.
Yeah.
He didn't have to give you a ticket. Didn't have to. There's only 2 things that are stated by state law they have to. One of them is speeding, and the other one's open container.
Yep.
They have to give you the option for a ticket for those things. Anything else, it's like the old Barney Fife, like, well, the sheriff gets here on Monday and they put you in jail all weekend. Those 2 things, they have to offer you the ability to have a ticket. Ticket more or less means, I'm not taking you to jail today, but I want you to come back and see me on this day.
Well, luckily,
That's what a ticket is.
luckily we had dads that were cops, and they talked to the cop, and somehow we didn't go to jail.
That's why I don't agree with the whole open container. It's like, they're not getting any more drunk on that one beer.
Well, and what's up with screw off tops and corks, man? Like,
Yeah.
Dude, for
you know, like
for real though.
See, it's like the daiquiri places, and they're like, don't drink this till you get home. And they
I
put the deal on
won't.
it. It's like,
Wink, wink.
you conveniently take my straw down that's going into my loaded margarita.
I've had to drive a half a bottle of whiskey from one location to another location, and I wasn't drinking in the car per se, but if I got pulled over,
Technically.
Well, okay, so
I
I was
know,
it's a
drinking, but I'm sure
citation.
somebody
It can only be a
somewhere has had
citation.
to do that.
It's not an arrestable offense, put it that way. It's a citable offense, which is weird because it's only talked about 2 times.
but if you're drunk, you get the DWI and the open container, right?
Oh yeah, you're already fucked.
You're
so
fucked.
what does it matter? It's like if you're driving and you know you're drunk, you might
Well, I
as
mean,
have
one
that
charge
last
is
beer.
less than 2 charges. I know that much.
Shots, let's go.
All right.
Yeah, you're,
Cheers.
you're already drunk. You're just like, I swear I wasn't drinking the
I
open
swear.
bottle that was
Yeah.
here too. Like, what the fuck?
That's what everybody gets confused. It's not drinking and driving. That's open container.
All right, let's take a shot.
Oh, that's a good idea. Ow, that hurt my elbow, dude. I've got fucking drinker's elbow.
Did you not stretch?
And
No. You're supposed to.
Mr. Jimmie, I want to get into if did you see the video of the guy? He's obviously drinking or swerving or whatever. Cop pulls him over. He gets out, and as soon as he gets out, he chugs whatever vodka. Like he opens up the vodka and then chugs it, and then the cop's like, "What was that?" And he was like, "Oh, I just drank it." And the idea was he's going to get away with it now because
He just drank when he got out of the
they
car.
can't prove that he was drinking and driving because now obviously he's going to fail the thing because he was drunk.
I mean, it's about half bullshit, about half thought out.
It's like a lukewarm thought.
There was always,
Yeah, what do you do if someone? What's the move here? If you're an officer,
if you're an officer, you just do your damn job and do it.
Take
Now,
him
if
to
you're
jail.
that dumbass that thought about it, or you're the one drinking and driving, you do 2 things. You do everything they ask you to do, as in get out of the car, put your hands behind your back, be nice, be cordial,
And also shut the fuck up.
and shut the fuck up.
So-
if you know you're drunk, shut the fuck up.
do you have to take? You don't have to take the field.
You don't
sobriety
have to do
test.
shit.
Yeah.
You need to do what they ask you to. But that's where, man, there's no, it's called bright line rules.
Yeah.
There's no black and white. There's no blue and red. There's no yellow and white. It is all in the gray. And that's kind of where everything runs when you're a police officer. It's like you got to live in the gray, and it's,
The biggest key is shut the fuck up.
yeah.
That's the biggest key.
Yeah, DWI, take the ride, deal with it. Because there's the thing is there's standardized tests and things like that, and they're standardized in the fact that they can be used in court. They're scientifically proven. It stands up in court.
Right.
Breathalyzers do because they're an instrument, not a machine. But like the little PBTs, a portable breath test, little things that you can,
Yeah.
I think you can get them at the freaking deal. You can plug them in your phone.
So
Yeah.
They are not,
they're not, and I've failed one of those.
dude. We used to-
Falsely. So
Oh, yeah, we
I
used to
failed
do
a
it all
lot
the
of
time.
things correctly, like the right way.
Correctly.
There's been a lot of times that I failed correctly,
You're a good failure.
but I took a mouth swab one time and I came up for amphetamines, and I was like, dude, I haven't used amphetamines in years.
Had you taken any allergy medicine or anything like that?
Nah.
NyQuil?
Here's what it was. I was drinking a Dr. Pepper. I'm almost positive that somehow the Dr. Pepper tricked the.
If it was
mouth
Mountain
swab.
Dew, I'd totally believe you. That stuff's like,
Yeah, there's got to be amphetamines in that, right?
Yeah.
Or a Bang energy drink or something.
Remember the old Jolts?
It was the only
It
thing
was
I could
definitely
figure.
methamphetamine and Jolts.
That was the one I failed, and they were like, "You failed," and I was like, "Nuh-uh." All the rest of them I failed, and I was like, "Yeah."
So speaking of Bang energy drinks, I just want to throw this in there real quick. So the like parent company, I guess, of Bang Energy went bankrupt, right?
Okay.
And so the CEO or like the president, I don't know what the fuck his title is, right? But
The chief?
He's the
The
guy.
king?
He's the guy. He's the face.
Big Chief.
He made a video. Oh, so also Bang Energy is in a lawsuit with Monster at the moment. Monster is suing them, basically saying there's no such thing as super creatine. It's just fucking creatine, whatever, right?
Which actually, they don't claim that it's creatine. It's a completely different thing called super creatine.
Right.
It's big
Like
medicine.
it's not even like not the same chemical formula. Doesn't do the same shit. It's just a proprietary fucking something that they made up.
Way to re-mansplain what he just said.
But anyway, the dude.
No. There's a distinction here.
No. I was right.
No,
Talk
you're
about
not.
it.
There's a distinction here
All right.
that is creatine is a thing. Super creatine is not, right?
And that's why they're in court, motherfucker. That's what I said. This is the basis of the entire thing.
I do think Blake brought clarity to the conversation, though, because he distinguished the difference between the two. That was not clear before he said that.
Yeah.
So he didn't really mansplain
they're
it.
literally
so much.
in
Creatine has nothing to do with this topic,
But it's
by the
not.
way.
But it's not. So the implication was that
That's a big word.
Oh, it's not super creatine. It's just regular creatine. No, it's not regular creatine. It's something completely else.
Would you
Why?
swallow a
Because
dictionary?
Bang said that?
What do you mean?
I mean, why? Why is it something else? How do you know?
Because it's just.
Did you
different.
do the science?
It's a different thing.
Are you a chemist?
It says super.
I'm a
dude.
researcher.
It
I mean,
says-
you might be a researcher. Are you a chemist?
No,
Dude,
I'm
it
a
says
researcher.
super right there, and it's got the R circle next to it. I've got a real life can of Bang energy drink.
But you can't get mad at them for being like, "Oh, this is extra creatine," and it's really not. It's just regular creatine. No, it's fucking. They could call it fucking donkey dicks.
It's drugs.
They call it whatever.
We
but
can
it's
all
not.
we can all agree that Bang is drugs, right?
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
actually a good
sorry.
energy drink name. Donkey.
So, more importantly, this guy,
Three penis wine.
this guy that runs the main company came out and made a video being like, hey, just so everybody knows, the parent company, yeah, they're going through bankruptcy, whatever, we're going to restructure all this shit, right? But he was like, but Bang is going to be fine. Like, it's profitable business. And like, it's going to be completely fine. Nothing's going to change. You're still going to have your Bang energy drinks. They're still going to be on the shelves.
they're
Don't
still
fucking
gonna
worry about it. Right?
fucking bang.
Now, that said, this guy is a fucking icon. I want you, after the show is over, to look up a picture of this guy. He is like, think like, okay, so he's wearing like a bolo tie and like a fucking snakeskin jacket or something.
is this like
And,
Ron
like,
Stone we're talking about?
Pointy, pointy cowboy boots.
What's up, Ron
And
Stone?
like, dude, there's no way to describe, like, he's a fictional character. There's no way that this human being exists.
Wait,
for
did
real.
he look like he drove really fast cars, or did he look like he ran a Colombian cartel?
He looked like he drove a pink 1950s Cadillac and
Oh, where my powder at?
Ron
wore
Stone.
snakeskin suits and yeah.
Say, can we rate it on how much cocaine did this guy do in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
All of it.
All of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just go check out a picture of this guy because
So much
it is,
cocaine I did
What's
in
his
the
name?
80s.
All that
know.
cocaine got
I don't know.
confiscated in his nose. Yeah.
just look up, Bang Energy CEO or something like that. You'll find it.
He worked for the like DEA and sniffed out all the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a
Dude,
vacuum. He just
But not in the way you're thinking.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I worked for the DEA.
he's like, I'll clean this up. Don't worry, guys. I'm a cocaine cleanup
This isn't
company.
drugs. This is super creatine. It's a different thing. It's a different thing entirely.
Entirely different thing.
I installed this vacuum in my nose with a filter on it that filters out the cocaine, and I just sniff it all up. And
I'm gonna
it's
get
all-
sued for Rockstar because they said we can't go that Rockstar.
and it's Bang Energy.
Dude,
right now.
it's fucking unreal, to be honest. Like, I genuinely hope that you find as much enjoyment out of knowing that person exists.
So we need to look this character up. Is what you're
Wait.
saying.
So this storyline, plus or minus the FTX scandal, because that one's been fun to like kind of dive into a little bit.
So the drama on FTX is way, way better, right?
Is it though?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because it's money and not cocaine.
yeah.
It's money in politicians and cocaine.
But less cocaine, more money in
This
politicians.
guy right here?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, this dude looks nuts.
Let me see.
So
That's a video. I can't.
I'd like to take shots with
Dude,
that
he
guy.
has like Bang colors on his face, like war paint.
oh, I forgot about the chains. Yeah, he's got chains too.
Right here.
Oh, that means
Gangster.
he's a millionaire, not a billionaire.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's been doing way too
Dude,
many.
you know
bangs,
who's
man.
straight gangster? Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac is straight gangster.
Does he do Bang?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you this: it takes damn near a superhero to survive in Houston for that many years. Period.
Did you look into the whole betting thing?
Oh,
Like,
I know.
how is
He's
that
been a
racket-
degenerate gambler. We've been talking about this on the show for years. Mattress Mac has lost millions and millions
Yeah.
of dollars to gambling in the last couple of years. He just won the largest payout ever in history of $75
Do you
million.
Do you think that they'll think they'll take his bet again? I mean,
Yes.
they already are. He bet on that college
Absolutely.
basketball deal.
That's good publicity for everyone.
Wait, why is it a racket?
Hey,
Why is it
they're
a
like,
racket?
they're like, check it out.
It's
Hey,
not a racket. It's legal.
they're going to pay it out
He
just
hedges
because they can be like, hey, check it out. It's legit. You actually can win a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He hedges it. So what he does is, he sells all that and he makes these deals with people. And, if you spend more than $3,000 and the Houston Astros win the World Series, you'll get your
money
$3,000 back. And like some of the initial people,
all your furniture will be for free.
Yeah, you'll get all your money back. And then some of the original people, a few, not only will you get it back, I'll cut you a check for the difference and get all the way to $10,000.
So people were they were making the same bet. They were making the same bet that he was making. On furnishing their house. So they would spend $10,000 to refurnish their house going, Astros are going to do it this year.
And if they did, they win, and he wins, and the money he won is paying out on that bet that he had with
all their money back. Yeah.
Dude,
but the money he
really
spent, the only money he's out is what he initially spent, which you can figure gets covered up in the cost of all that furniture that he sold, right?
Well, yeah, and obviously he's a multi-millionaire from having a very successful furniture business.
Dude, he's got $75 million in couches, bro.
He's got $75 million.
Shitload of couches.
He's got $75 million in dollars at a minimum right now.
Dude, what about the NFT couches? You can't even sit
That's
on
what,
them
like
with
75 couches?
What's crazy is that bet, though, he only put a $10 million bet down. The bet at the time that he put it down,
that's it.
At the time he put it down, he was a negative 750. Yeah. For them to win.
That's awesome.
That's
ice cold, dude. That's a fucking winner.
Talk about dark horse. I mean, coming out of nowhere to.
Dude, it was like at either right before the playoffs or at the beginning of playoffs, he put $10 million down that they were going to win.
Well, he did one at the beginning of the season. That was the big
maybe
payout.
that's the one.
It was before the season ever started, and they were like 750 or 800 to 1 to win the World Series. And this is like the first game of the season.
He's an OG, and we talked about this on the show because me and Blake, at least in this room, went to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Texans game, which happened at the same time that the World Series was happening. And then 2 days later, I went to the World Series game that they won. Yeah. So we talked about like the Eagles.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
You jackass.
I know, it was fucking great. But while we were at the Texans game, we talked about this a little bit, and fuck, dude, I totally just yeah.
You forgot what you're talking about.
Gone completely.
Hell
Oh wait,
yeah.
no.
Magic Smack.
They were in Philly. So when we were at the Texans game, they were still in Philly.
That was the last game. That was game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 was the same night as the Texans game, and he was so the night before that he was leaving the World Series game in Philly, and some Phillies fans harassed him, and he basically went the fuck off. He went full Texan, threw his hat on the ground, maybe even stomped on it. Have
you seen his bodyguards?
I'm from fucking Texas, and went the fuck off on the Phillies fans. Yeah. Straight OG gangster style.
They were fucking with him hard.
And he went the fuck off on them.
And he's got a huge entourage. I mean, he's got...
Yeah.
Man, have you seen his security guys?
Yeah.
They look like fucking refrigerators.
I mean, if I had that many millions of dollars too,
How many hot dogs on the back of their neck?
All of them?
Probably. Did you see the video of him taking the $75 million in a freaking wheelbarrow, cash money in plastic bags onto the fucking airplane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. He used a Ace Hardware freaking wheelbarrow.
And they totally could have been like, bro, we'll cut you a cashier's check or we'll do a money transfer. And he was like, no, I want it in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. He's like, this is good for my back. I need to get my
This dude's fucking 83 years old.
Yeah, he's old too.
He's an old fucker, dude. Old gangster motherfucker.
I hope I'm 80 that day, someday, fucking.
Dude, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hey,
with $75 million in a wheelbarrow?
That'd be fucking nuts, dude. I would just set it on fire.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there as we speak right now. Like I might have millions of fucking dollars, dude. I played the Powerball this week, and they're drawing numbers like in 30 minutes from now.
And that's where they got you.
Wait, but the Powerball thing's done, isn't it?
No.
Somebody won the big pot, didn't they?
It's a new Powerball now, bro.
It's a new pot. I know the cash payout's only like $46 million.
They just started a whole new one.
Yeah.
No, the other one the big one was $960 million.
Yeah,
cash out.
Yeah, that was the cash out.
Or actually, it was like
it got over $1 billion. It got over $1 billion.
But the cash option.
No, it got up to $2 billion.
The cash option got over $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah, because it skyrocketed like the night before the drawing or whatever.
I wish I could have won that.
It got over $2 billion, I think. The big one.
That was the pot, but we're talking about the cash option. The cash option actually hit $1 billion.
You know how you would have known if I would have won that? I would have bought Montana.
You might have could afford it. Probably not. Did you know that? Do you know the median house price in Bozeman right now is fucking over $800,000?
They got the same bullshit we do.
It's
Bozeman.
worse.
What do y'all call them?
bro.
Where's Bozeman?
Bozeman is worse.
Caliban.
Caliban.
You know where they say that Yellowstone takes place? That's like basically Bozeman.
It is. It's just outside.
Oh, the show, not the actual park.
Yeah, the show.
Yellowstone's outside. They film it outside. I thought they filmed it in a studio.
They film a lot of Yellowstone in Utah. That's what.
There's a lot in Utah, and then the actual ranch though it's out of. I think it's out of Missoula. I have to look it up, but the actual ranch, like the ranch house, is a real working ranch, and you know those guys are making a freaking killing.
You know what else? They
Fuck
filmed
the cows. We're just going to have this TV show now.
What I'm surprised they don't talk about in that show is the Hooterites. There's a whole culture of people up there called the Hooterites. Those people are
Are they
wild.
Hooterites or Hutterites?
Hooterites.
Hooterites.
They call them Hoots.
Hoots.
That's a hoot.
Well, they're like Amish or something.
They're like Amish.
Hooters?
They're
You
like
know,
they're like
they're all
Amish.
Hooters.
That's well, I was about to say, but we can probably get a flight to Montana if it's a Hooters cult.
They look like
No.
they look like an owl, but only from the neck down.
So they're like They're like Amish, except they embrace technology and they're all about making money. And they're highly, highly successful farmers, and they own like probably 2/3 of Montana.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings? They're kind of like the trolls that live in the mountain, or the dwarves.
Do I look like
And-
I've seen Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
Little known fact: some of Lord of the Rings was all just like Yellowstone. Some of Lord of the Rings was filmed outside,
In Utah?
It was a lot of it was filmed in New Zealand. Wasn't
Utah makes sense.
but outside though.
It was filmed outside.
There's definitely some spots in Utah that look like fucking Yellowstone.
You know what else they filmed in Utah? We're ready. You guys ready?
It's Big Love or whatever the Mormon show is, right?
More important than that. Wait for it. Jeremiah Johnson.
That wasn't filmed in Utah.
Fucking, you want to bet? You can Google that shit, and I'll fucking rub it on your face.
I do want to bet.
Dude, look it up.
Google that shit.
It was filmed in the Uinta Mountains in Ashley National Forest.
I actually had that nickname for a while.
Uinta?
No, the
Ashley.
Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Jerry. They called you Jerry for a while.
No, they called me Jeremiah Johnson.
Jerry's World?
Jeremiah Johnson.
I've picked up numerous nicknames over the years.
You kind of look like Robert Redford. I can see it.
I'm not that intelligent.
Wait, so we glazed over like 5 different topics.
And High School Musical was filmed in Utah. Just saying.
Was it filmed outside though?
It was partially filmed outside. Some of the outside scenes were filmed outside.
Yeah, so
Across Utah, he's right.
Yeah,
He wasn't bullshitting. for
Ashley
once.
National Forest and Bold right there. Fuck you. I know my shit, dude.
I was gonna say when it comes to Jeremiah Johnson,
About
I don't
Jeremiah
know-
Johnson.
I wouldn't,
Yeah.
God damn it, Dean.
I'm an expert, bro.
Really?
I don't even look like him. Yeah, I got
He's
your
Googled Jeremiah Johnson before, apparently.
like a lot.
Like a lot.
Like I want to look at this shit and read about it, get knowledge.
You know the whole history.
yeah,
Alright,
the whole
hold on.
history of a movie.
What kind of Indians was he fighting?
All of them.
Blackfeet, Crow,
Oh, there were different tribes.
different tribes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes he was friends with some of them.
He
Sometimes
fought
he
most
was
of the
not.
Indians he came across. Unless
Yeah,
he
I
wanted to
remember
fuck
that.
them.
Flatheads. You know about the Flatheads?
No,
Okay, you
They
gotta
got-
watch the movie again.
They got flat heads.
They do kind of. It's a little
I
flat.
picked that up from context clues.
Wait, so we
I'm
glazed,
smart.
It's
I'm
not
smart like
literal,
Robert
'cause,
Redford.
You know.
we glazed past like 5 different topics
Are you
like in a
surprised?
row.
Say what the fuck you're trying to say.
I think we're all glazed right now. It's okay.
I'm saying we need to roll it back. So
Wait, what?
Roll back the tape.
yeah, roll it back.
To where?
So we were talking about cop stories. We
Your
talked a
drag's
little bit
still
about
too loose.
FTX, and then kind of jumped past that one. We also talked about.
What do you want to
can't
talk
hear
about?
you when you talk at the TV.
Yeah, there's nobody over there.
Yeah, look at the iPad. Talking to the microphone.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm just saying that we glazed across a lot, and I want to dig some.
I don't even know what FTX is.
All right.
if I'm being real.
Yeah, you said
No,
you
I
knew
swear
about
to
this,
God I
right?
don't.
Yeah. So FTX is was the
It's
second.
like your Ethereum Classic for Democrats.
It's the second
don't know
biggest
what that means
crypto
either.
exchange company in the world. Was.
They say it
Past
was,
tense.
right?
So by exchange, you mean they take U.S. dollars and turn it into cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency, and then vice versa.
Basically, they're like, "Give me your money, and we're just gonna."
But
tank
didn't this
some
dude
stuff."
like walk off with a shit ton of money, or he blew it all?
So basically what happened is he got a fuck ton of investors. He sponsored like an NBA stadium. He sponsored League of Legends teams. He sponsored all this shit, right? And got blown up, and they became the second biggest crypto exchange in the market.
Outside of Bitcoin?
No, like Bitcoin is still the currency. They exchange US dollars for currencies, multiple different currencies.
Oh, got you. So they were a crypto broker.
Yeah, basically.
Got you.
But they did have their own shitcoin FTX tokens, right? And so basically what happened is all these people invested in FTX, trying to get a return on crypto. Well, what they were actually doing was investing everybody's money into their shitcoin that wasn't worth anything.
So, okay, the other,
So they were inflating the price of their own coin.
the other storyline here.
That was the scam.
Hold on. The scam storyline here is that we
sounds like a pretty
we
good
spent
scam.
a bunch of money to the Ukraine, and the Ukraine reinvested all the money that we sent to them for them to fight off the Russians back into FTX, and then FTX is the single largest donor to the Democratic Party in the United States. So that's the rub.
That's definitely not the main rub, but all right.
So meanwhile, the like CEO
So they're thieves
of FTX
and they're Democrats? Is that
meanwhile,
what you're saying?
the CEO of the FTX, he spent all the money. So when people went to cash out, he didn't have it to cash them out.
He didn't spend all the money. So basically what happened is, like, they got a bunch of fucking
I'm
deposits.
just saying what the conspiracy is. That's what it is.
He got a bunch of deposits into FTX, and then they put it all into their own shitcoin, inflated the price of their, FPX tokens or whatever. And then the other kind of sketchy thing that was going on is, like, the parent company had another, like, research lab that, like, his old fuck buddy is running. And they used some of the deposits from FTX to fund the research that this company was doing.
Dude, my eyes are glazing over. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. So are they good guys or bad guys?
Bad.
They're all bad.
All right.
But basically, the long and short of it is the guy at the number one crypto exchange, like the president of that company, was like, hey, I have a bunch of FTX tokens. I'm going to sell all of them right now. And so everybody freaked the fuck out and was like, get me out, get me out, get me out.
Yeah, they made a run on the whole thing.
And because he basically sold all of his,
They couldn't pay everybody out.
they tanked the price of their shitcoin, and then they couldn't sell their own shitcoins to pay everybody out that wanted to get out when the other dude did.
Yes, now people are.
So now, like, basically the number
Isn't
one.
that the game though?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
number
that's
one
the
dude, the fucking OG, the guy that knows how to play the game. Fucking.
It's Elon Musk, by the way.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Sure
it's
it
not.
is.
Just a little.
It's-
He's like.
no,
He's
it's
like.
It's
Not
the
even
same as
30,
Elon
right?
Musk though.
Well, yeah, the guy that ran FTX was like 28 or something like
He's
that.
like disappeared. He's just some non-extraditable island somewhere or something, didn't he?
I have
yeah.
no fucking idea on that part.
Snowden, bounce.
But what I do know is that he was number two, and then the number one guy was like, hey, I'm going to sell all your shit, tank it, and you can't pay anybody out. You're going to go bankrupt. And basically just fucked him like as hard as he
Fuck
could
you.
possibly fuck him.
Yeah, have you ever watched that show Billions?
No.
That's what it's all about.
Well,
So-
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so
because
basically FTX can't pay out anybody anymore because all of their shit coins are worth nothing anymore, and now they're bankrupt.
just
Such a racket.
yeah, I don't know. Like, so if that happened in the stock market,
Wait,
that wouldn't
so
happen.
is it true or
They
is it
couldn't.
is
They-
it true
they
or
had
is
it
it false
protected.
that FTX or one of their parent companies is the single largest donor to the Democratic Party? Is that true or false?
I don't know.
And does that mean that the Democratic Party is not going to get a bunch of funding now?
No, they already received it. And that's why the crypto can't pay out because
Well, no, not necessarily, because FTX sponsored like a NBA stadium, and they also sponsored a League of Legends team. Those are the two that I know of because it's more in my realm of what I understand.
They might have also sponsored.
But what
the
I do know
Democratic
is that they
Party.
paid them an upfront amount, and then we're supposed to pay them, contractually over a set amount of time that they were the sponsor for that thing.
And now they can't?
And now they can't. And so both the League of Legends team and the stadium are like, well, fuck. I guess we'll go find another sponsor because you broke your contract.
So
I don't
meanwhile,
know.
apparently a bunch of the Ukrainian donations that the world has made have also been funded into FTX, and now they can't pay out.
So Ukraine's in a bad spot now. They don't have any money for weapons
I think they're in a bad spot because
They were in a bad spot
because Russia's kind of kicking their ass too.
No. Ukraine apparently has been stomping some shit over there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the news says. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's like when Dave Chappelle was like talking about how the Vietnamese were like, damn, those are some good numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of wild, that whole thing.
So, yeah, so I'm trying to get to a point here.
Why?
What's
What's your point?
So I guess a bunch of people put
So
$2
with
billion into
yeah.
this crypto, and now it's gone, and they can't figure out where it is.
Oh, it's in it. That dude put most of it up his nose, probably.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
it's
Homie
spent.
fucked off a lot of money.
I was reading about them having all these like wild sex parties and stuff. All these like nerds who were like in the chief executive level of the company.
That's
And
gotta
billionaires
Be, that's got to
also?
be super, super weird too.
Dude, it's gotta be so awkward.
Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I know. They're like, wait, did I take my glasses off? You're like, yeah, take your
But
glasses
then you
off.
can't see. Fuck that.
You need to do that. Yeah, they're like, I can't see. And you're like, oh no. It's that small?
so fuck FTX? Is that the?
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe.
Well, I mean, like
fuck
all
FTX.
cryptos in the fucking.
Regardless of like the conspiracy theory, because that adds extra fuck you to them. But the basic level, like they fucked everybody out of a shit ton of money.
Wasn't it like Bitcoin and like Dogecoin and, you know, all the other coins? And
It seems like most of the cryptos have fucked everybody out of a bunch of money.
because
as
they're
far as
like,
I
hey,
can see.
look, it's this new form of money and we're all going to move to this. And everybody's like, yeah, I can't wait to buy it up. Look at the price going up. The money marker, they're just making it go.
My grandfather once told me if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. And if everybody's talking about it,
It's too late.
if everybody's talking about it, then you're like, wow, this is bad.
Yeah, Bitcoin Bobby over here.
Yeah. If you're like the crackhead at the gas station, who's like,
What if I just would have bought Bitcoin a couple
He's
months
like-
ago, man? I'd be rich and wouldn't be working this stupid
man,
fucking
you got
job.
some change for a Bang energy drink? That crypto's going to the roof, man. And you're like, whoa,
I
that's
wonder.
scary.
I wonder what Bang Energy drink stock prices are right now. They've got to be low, right?
No way, dude. They're through the roof.
People still be drinking bangs.
Yeah, people are just buying it up.
It's because it's drugs, it's legal drugs.
Kinda, yeah, pretty much.
Kinda.
Kind of about it.
Have you ever done Bang?
You want to bang, bro?
Not once.
Just let me bang.
So,
I've never-
now that we got
I've
that out
never
of the
drank
way,
an entire bang. I've never drank an entire bang.
me either. I've taken a sip of one.
I've taken
and,
a sip of a couple.
I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Dude, I've seen someone shotgun a Bang.
That person should be behind bars.
Yeah, probably
It's like, is it like the old red lines, the original red lines?
Yeah, it is. It's like that.
That's borderline schizophrenic. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it's
Not good. That's not a person that's, deemed fit for society, I think.
yeah. But how many
It's like me
articles?
in my early 20s, you know?
Think of all the articles you've read where it's like, hey, doctors are now suggesting that perhaps you're not getting enough super creatine. You know,
Uh-huh.
so so you got to drink more Bang Energy drinks to get that super creatine,
It does wonders, man.
which is not the same as regular creatine, by the way.
It's super.
I haven't found one that I like to get down.
They're sugar free and they're 0 calorie.
They're
So
not
they're good for
sugar-free,
you.
dude.
Yeah,
Not all of them. No
yeah,
fucking
it's good
way.
for you. 0 calories.
Just be a real man and drink a white monster and be done with it.
Drink
What's that?
fucking coffee, man. God damn.
Coffee works too. It's got caffeine in it.
But it's a reverse deal. I'm amped.
I mean,
but now
look.
I'm in the crap.
Did
If
you know
you-
that coffee is just coffee flavored water?
If you need more than if you need more than coffee, you might as well get some meth, you know?
Chicken broth is just chicken flavored water.
Yeah.
Dude, it's good though, man. Put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, drink it before you go to bed. Oh, you're going to sleep so good.
And stuffing is just chicken flavored bread.
Wet
Not
bread.
chicken flavored bread.
Not if you ask Chop, it's just fucking shit bread.
Have you ever
With
ate
no flavor.
stovetop dry? You should try this.
Dude, even that's
it might,
good.
It might change your mind.
Even that's good. Shit.
Have you tried not wet bread?
It just sounds like you gotta
Dry wet bread.
You're
Have you
gonna
ever had
to have
dry
some
wet
water or something there? I mean, you're just gonna just choke eventually.
Well, I mean, you got to wash
Look,
it
I
down.
tried-
Isn't
I
it
try
just a
stuffing every
crouton
year.
at that point?
But you could, yeah, kind of. It's like really delicious croutons.
But you putting that shit on your salad. aren't you?
Honestly, you're onto something here. We should be dumping fucking dry stovetop stuffing on top of salads.
Dude, what if they put it on top of cobbler?
Oh,
Dude, instead of the like cinnamony fucking good shit, they're like, we put stovetop on top of the cherry cobbler.
It's sweet and savory.
Yes, and Chop's happy. He's like,
Dude,
finally,
maybe.
dude.
Yeah.
He's like, this stuffing's great. It's got fucking fruit in it.
it was made for
And
me.
it tastes savory.
Fruit.
Salad. It's got fucking whipped cream in it with fucking carrot slices.
Goddamn marshmallow cream.
Hell yeah. Slap it up. Let's put some fucking chicken gravy in it.
It always blows my mind that they sell marshmallow cream like by the jar. You can just buy a jar of fucking melted marshmallow.
Dude, can you imagine sitting at home, like just eating that? You're like, it's cold outside.
I can more than
imagine.
imagine. I can remember.
You're like, I'm gonna eat a whole jar of this shit.
Yeah, dude.
It's so good.
Dude, mom
That
was so
sounds absolutely
pissed when she
terrible.
had to
Yeah.
like.
I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows, if I'm being real.
What?
Have
What?
Have
No,
you ever
I
just
agree.
ate an entire jar of marshmallow cream before?
No.
Absolutely
Dude, you're
not.
hating.
No.
You don't like Marshmallow Man from fucking Ghostbusters? Is that what you're saying? You
Dude.
don't like Ghostbusters?
Dude, mom would go to make Rice Krispies treats and be pissed.
You don't like Bill Murray? That's what you're saying
Who
right
the
now,
fuck ate
dude.
an entire jar of marshmallow cream?
You don't like his mom making fucking Rice Krispies? You don't like Rice Krispies?
Well, it's that I hate the children, you know?
That makes sense.
I buy that, yeah.
Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that.
I don't know, dude. Marshmallow cream is why the only good way to eat a marshmallow is a roasted marshmallow over a campfire. That's,
But you can take the cream and roast
other
it.
than that, it's like, I don't know. It's fucking,
What if you live in the suburbs and you ain't got no fucking campfire?
Move.
Microwave.
Microwave.
You ever microwaved it? That's
Yeah,
good.
you definitely microwave the marshmallow cream.
It'll get like melty.
Dude,
and-
you want to get real down, like you
and
just
really
put
hot.
you can put a lighter to it,
won't
like
that shit
off,
that's
off
like
the
become
spoon.
napalm at some point if you get it hot enough?
Well, and marshmallow cream sticks to the plate in the microwave.
It'll
you know?
stick to your skin
It
too
sticks
when
to
it's
the
really
roof of
hot.
your mouth.
Yeah, but it's already in the jar. You just leave it in the jar. Take
That's-
the lid off.
Yeah, but
the
then
plastic jar.
Yeah,
No, it's a glass jar.
wrap it in tinfoil. It helps it stay warm.
can
in
you
the
drink
microwave.
it? Like if it melts, then
If
you
you
can
melt
drink
it all the way, yeah, you can drink it.
It's just really hot.
That would probably be like
It turns
around
into cotton
the,
candy in your lungs.
It's dude, that's torture. What if you took melted marshmallow cream and you dumped it on people?
And then made him buy
You made him
FTX.
drink it, dude. It turns into cotton candy in their lungs, bro.
You're like,
Bad
look,
news
Saddam
there.
Hussein, you're going to drink this fucking molten marshmallow lava and you're going to buy FTX cryptocurrency and go bankrupt.
drowning.
Today we're going to torture you, and you're going to get to eat marshmallow cream. You're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Molten lava marshmallow cream.
Molten
Drowning
lava.
in hot lava marshmallow
Wait,
cream. That'd be.
Can you still taste it when it's that hot?
Dude, party pizzas always look really good until I burn the roof of my mouth. Every fucking time. At 40 fucking years old. I've been eating party pizzas for goddamn 35 years, dude. At 40 fucking years old. I
Still do.
still have not figured out how to eat a party pizza without burning the
Chris,
roof of your fucking
That sounds
mouth.
like a you problem. 'cause
I've got
I get
a
away with this all the
prescription.
time.
Bullshit. If you tell me that you're not the same, you're a fucking liar.
I've got a
And
prescription
it's still
for
frozen
you.
in the middle too because you didn't cook it long enough.
No, fuck that. I overcook them if
I
anything.
got a prescription for you. Check it out and hear me out because this is going to work. Just set a timer for 5 minutes. And then you
This is a little
No,
function
okay.
on your stove.
Fuck that. That takes too much time. What you do is you take it out of the oven with your hands because you're a fucking savage.
Hell yeah.
And then you fold it in half like you're gonna fucking do, right?
like a taco.
And then you smash it, unfold it.
Why?
Go smoke
Unfold
a
it.
cigarette.
No.
Come back.
No.
Yeah, that's the secret.
You unfold it, and then you
I already
smash it
learned
again,
I just wasn't going to give
flip
you
it
the
over,
answer.
and unfold the other side. All the shit sticks to one side. And so it just lets off all the heat from the inside. And then
If
you
it
fold
sticks
back
to one
into like a
side, you
taco.
cooked it wrong, bro. Your oven's broke.
No.
Chop's like, my steak's too hot. I'm just going to smash it and destroy it. And now it's not hot anymore. I can eat it.
Look, here's the deal. I actually figured this out.
Put it in the freezer for a little bit.
You take it out of the
The microwave.
toaster oven. No,
Toaster oven.
toaster oven.
Have you ever microwaved it?
Yes, I have.
It's not a good time.
No,
Times were tough back then. We're not going to talk about that.
it's a sad day. No, you take it out of the
The
toaster.
bread's all soggy. Now you got wet bread again.
You take it out of the
Little
toaster
bit,
oven,
full circle.
put it on the paper plate, stick it in the microwave. You go smoke a cigarette. It takes about 6-7 minutes. You come back, and then you can eat it and still burn the fucking roof of your mouth because I did it yesterday.
yeah, dude. You got skin hanging from the roof of your mouth?
Yes, right now, currently.
Like stalactites. That's what
Currently.
they call those, yeah.
I just cut it up in little pieces.
Yeah, tights for top.
That'll help it.
So I read a thing
Cool down.
recently that pizza is better as a breakfast food than cereal, and I can get behind this. I can get behind this as
the
a
breakfast
concept.
pizza
The breakfast pizza
in
at
elementary
QT
when I was little was fucking dope. That was some of the best pizza or breakfast that I've
one
ever
at-
had.
The one at QT is the bomb. The
Really?
chorizo breakfast pizza.
Is it at all
Dude,
the QTs
okay.
or just
Mhm.
like the
No, it-
major ones?
It's at all. I mean,
So I had
we
somebody,
have.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody fucked me up about
They
this.
have breakfast pizza?
Apparently, breakfast pizza is like super common north of, the Mason-Dixon line.
That seems weird to me. Fuck that.
Yeah,
What's
'cause
the Mason
It's
breakfast-
Dixon?
good, and I didn't want to have it either.
Hey,
but
because
it's
breakfast
pizza
tacos are not.
with chorizo, eggs, and white gravy.
On a pizza?
Wait, on a pizza?
Yeah,
That's not the breakfast pizza I was thinking of.
This shit's good.
No tomatoes?
I was thinking of the lunchroom
No brown
shit.
gravy?
The white
It's like
cheese
those little.
and the
what
breakfast
was
sausage.
what is the Red Baron? Remember the little Red Baron pizzas?
The
you
dude
could get?
flying the airplane from World War One used
Yeah,
to kill a
it's
bunch
with
of
this
people and
little
make
scarf,
pizzas.
and he makes
Yeah.
pizzas. He's a bad dude.
He's got the
Yeah,
goggles.
Mhm.
He's like, I got like 200 confirmed
Snoopy.
kills.
Snoopy.
I
That's
used
who
to
it
eat
is. Right?
those all the time, and it's similar to that.
So that's where I was going. Like, I can get down with pizza, leftover pizza as breakfast, better than cereal, right? Better for you, right? Because it's got protein, less sugar. You won't get the crash. You'll feel full for longer. You're going to be less likely to snack. I get all the reasons,
Wow, you've been watching Dr. Oz. That's awesome.
but what I can't get behind is that, like, the way this actually plays out in real life. Because if you have leftover pizza, you're just less of a man. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have pizza left over in the morning, especially if we're talking about Tostino's pizzas. That's one serving.
Fuck
Yeah,
you. You
but-
have a less than normal sized family, dude. When you get 6, 8, 7 people in your fucking family that you got to feed,
Well, you
you're gonna
order
have-
9 pizzas.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
gonna have leftover pizza because it's way better than not having enough. Because then somebody's going to the hospital. It's a whole ordeal.
Well, that
Hospital?
escalated hospital.
Starvation, dude. It's fucking serious.
Yeah, dude, you don't order enough pizzas on
He
pizza
only
night.
got 4 slices of pizza.
I don't think it was somebody didn't eat. Somebody probably got stabbed over the last piece of pizza.
I'm just saying, you order enough pizzas, so you have leftovers. Don't call me a degenerate because I got leftover pizza. Fuck you.
So
I call
you
you a
eat it
poor
though?
planner.
I didn't call you a degenerate. I
You're
said
a
you're
fool.
less of a man. No offense.
No, here's the thing.
It's the same price.
The last time I had leftover pizza, you know the places that you go and you order pizza by the slice, right? And it's like,
The giant slice.
Wait, you ordered a slice and had leftover pizza?
no, hear me the fuck out, all right? So I was staying at this resort, and the only place that I could get reasonably priced food was at this pizza by the slice place. So what I did, because I had a fucking fridge in my room, was I ordered a whole goddamn pizza.
8
Instead.
slices?
Yeah, so 8 slices, but it's that fucking big of a slice.
It's going to be $90, bro.
Yeah, $10 a slice.
It wasn't cheap. But my point was that the whole pizza was cheaper than multiple slices, and I knew I was going to go to that place to get pizza by the slice the whole fucking time I was there, because it was the only place I could get a meal less than fucking $30, right? So I ordered the whole goddamn pizza and had leftover pizza.
Okay.
Anyways, stop
So
judging.
did you eat it for breakfast?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
How
And
do you
lunch
not
and dinner.
and lunch and dinner? That's what else do you do with leftover pizza except eat pizza till it's gone?
You eat the shit out of it cold. You
Cold.
do warm it up, or is
Bro,
it cold?
If you're
It has
not,
to be cold.
if you're not
No,
having,
cold pizza's legit.
I'm flipping this. If you're not having leftover pizza, you're fucking doing it wrong.
Yeah,
you're not
dude.
thinking about the fucking future,
Who doesn't like hot beer and cold pizza?
dude. Dude, I'll wake up in the morning and I'm a hot food. Honestly, if I sleep over at your house and you're like, what do you got for breakfast? And you're like, you want Cocoa Krispies? Dude, I'll punch you in the face. That's not breakfast. That's
So you can get down with the pizza for breakfast. Leftover
fuck
pizza.
yeah, dude. Anything hot is better than anything cold.
Wait,
But you're
period.
going to have to cook a whole new... I was imagining Tostino's pizzas, right?
Yeah.
You're
And
going to
that's
have to cook
You
a
have
whole
to-
new Tostino's pizza for the
That is
for the
one
breakfast.
meal.
That's different than leftover pizza.
That's maybe a
though.
little
Yeah.
different. We're talking about leftovers. We're not talking about like, hey, go out to the freezer and go get me a pizza.
If
Mama.
there's
It's 9
not-
a.m.
there's
We're gonna cook
breakfast.
breakfast.
There's
Yeah.
not leftover Totinos.
Can
You
we
know what I'm
talk
saying?
about? Can we talk though
That's a
real
different
quick?
piece of
No,
experience.
but fuck me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
When Totino's is left over, like there's multiple uses for
There's not
Totino's.
ever Totinos left over. They
There's
are
never. Have you
they
seen
are
those
snack
pizzas? They're like
size.
that big.
Yeah, they're snack size.
Unless
But
I'm
if it is
feeling-
left over,
I
it's
can
like
eat 2 of those motherfuckers.
The
size.
only exception is if I am feeling extra ambitious, try to eat 2 of them in one sitting, then I might have, half of one left over.
Yeah, but you just
Did-
eat that
Then
in
you
like a
pay for
couple
that
hours.
shit in your chair later. You're like, oh my god.
You sneak
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You sneak it to your dogs and act like you ate the whole thing like a man.
yeah, you're like, no,
Be a
babe,
man.
it tasted great. I loved it. It's so good.
Fucking burnt skin on the top of my
But
mouth.
if I
Every
cook-
fucking time.
If I cook a single Totino's, it's going to be gone. 100%. Like I could be,
I figured it out. This is how you don't burn your mouth, okay? Cook 2 Tostino's pizzas at the same time, right? And then when it's time to, right after you take them out of the oven, you eat the first one, you burn the fuck out of your mouth, right?
Hey, don't bring your mouth on the second
But then you got the second one. You got the second one lined up. It's perfect. It's zen.
but by then you can't taste anything. So
It-
it's
Well,
like-
yeah, look.
I thought we were discussing.
Anything tastes good at
Hey,
that.
look, the way you don't burn your mouth is you cook it, you pull it out of the oven, you stick it like in the microwave or on the counter if you don't have big dogs, and then you go outside and you smoke a cigarette because you're like 5, 6, 7 minutes. We're good, you go
Well-
back inside and you think I've done it this time. I'm going to eat this pizza, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to burn my mouth. And then you eat the pizza and you burn your fucking mouth.
I'm telling you, you got to fold that shit in half and
It's
then
some
unfold
sort
it.
of-
I did
weird
fold it in half, job, because that's the
thermodynamics
only way
no.
to do it since they made
No.
them square.
Fold it in half and then unfold it and then go outside and do your shit. Then come back in, fold it back in half and eat it.
Invest in a good pizza cutter and cut that thing in little strips.
If you cut a party pizza, you're fucking pussy.
I don't actually fold mine in half anymore. I roll it like a burrito,
I'm down with that method too.
See, this is like the Swiss cake roll argument, right? Like as a,
Dude,
or no,
sometimes-
I'm sorry, zebra cake.
Sometimes I'll fold them in half and fold them in half the other way, dude.
Is a
I just
zebra,
don't like picking shit out of my beard for 3 days.
Yeah, you don't want to get it in your beard.
Yeah, that's bad news. You better have a shower ready.
Yeah.
oh, well, then you get to have pizza
Where
for
you headed?
breakfast.
Shower. I just ate.
Just out of general, like, how many sitting at this table have actually eaten a party pizza and not burned the roof of their mouth?
Me.
Right here, right
Right
here.
here.
I've got enough discipline to wait 2
3?
minutes.
Damn, that's a discipline.
That's a lot of.
Discipline.
Discipline.
I
There's an art-
practiced.
is there an art in there?
I practiced martial arts of pizza eating for like a long time.
So in his gi, just
Never mind. I figured it
Oh
out.
yeah, no, dude, I got a black belt. in
I was
pizza.
like, how though? And I wasn't thinking about, okay, they passed out drunk before the pizzas were done. They got up the next morning, they ate cold pizzas. They didn't burn their mouth. Fucking maybe. I'll give you that.
Damn, 5 cold Tostino's pizzas for breakfast.
And
For breakfast.
topped it down with a hot beer.
I think I've done that.
I think I'm going to do this tomorrow just to validate our point.
Tonight /
Yeah,
tomorrow.
cook it when you get home
In a little
tonight.
while.
That way you won't burn your fucking mouth in the morning, you know?
We always like to perform our own research on the show.
You're a scholar and a gentleman.
Oh, I appreciate that. I like that compliment. That makes me feel good inside. Nice and warm and toasty. I'm not going to burn the roof of my mouth on that comment, though.
All right. So before we get out of this motherfucker,
If you write a bad Yelp review, I'm going to
We talked about food for the whole episode, but that's okay because it's the
It's
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving, yeah.
nothing says Thanksgiving like Totino's pizzas.
We could jump off on really, really hot shit, though.
Bro, do y'all eat the cranberry sauce right out of the can?
No.
I could.
Dude, fuck
sick
cranberry
bastard.
sauce.
What?
Fuck cranberry sauce.
You're whack, Blake.
Cranberry sauce is gross.
You're whack, Jack.
I have mixed.
You ever
emotions
throw
about
cranberry
this.
sauce with giblet gravy on top of your turkey and eat it all together?
No.
It's wild. You should try it. This is your year.
You're
Dude,
definitely
Cranberry
wrong.
sauce is the one that I skip.
Cranberry
weird.
sauce on stuffing with brown gravy.
Wait,
It's like so good.
wait.
My man.
Everybody, chill
I
the fuck
actually
out.
know what the
Everybody
fuck you're
woke.
talking
Everybody woke.
So we have a guest,
about. You don't even like Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
and we haven't gotten to get into a lot of what our guest has to offer. I feel like.
Can you fix my grill?
Probably.
Can you teach? I'll fix my grill. I just need the equipment.
Dude, the truck rents by the hour. I will watch you and drink beer.
And somebody tell me, dude, I'll provide whiskey and beer the whole time.
And I'm going to have a great time. I bring my own lawn chair.
So
Dude, whiskey and fire is a good mix.
first of all, I feel like there's a couple questions we need to ask our guest,
Okay.
and then we also need to.
Review the E-dub.
So, Mr. Jim,
Yeah.
Mr. Jim, who's your favorite pedophile?
Whoa.
I knew that was coming.
I mean,
Well, we had to get down to the nuts and bolts.
if we're going for stardom, I mean, Michael Jackson.
Okay, okay.
Good answer.
Solid
can't
answer.
reach
Solid
it,
answer.
Yeah.
There's others.
R. Kelly.
Well,
R.
do
Kelly?
tell.
R. Kelly counts. I mean, I like that song a lot. He had the like 1 or 2 good songs, you know. But Michael Jackson way better than R. Kelly.
Yeah, for sure.
He had way more good songs.
It's called, yeah, I mean, like, it's so, once you, like, it's like, it'll ruin your world once you
What
kind of
about-
learn what grooming is and things like that. And
What-
then you start seeing it, you're like, what the fuck?
What about our current president?
He's just a creepster, isn't he?
He's not a creeper.
Also,
he's just
our
a
former
crazy
president.
Yeah, he's a crazy. He's not crazy. He's just old. He's got dementia and other
I'll
stuff.
say our former president was a creeper for sure.
Yeah.
Our current
You don't
president,
say.
our current president might be a pedophile.
Don't mind me while I sniff my daughter's hair real quick.
They're presidents.
Dude,
Yeah.
What's that a president?
Him sniffing kids is so strange.
yeah, sniffing kids is weird. You can sniff adults, just don't be sniffing kids. Dude.
Yeah, that makes it okay.
Dude, kids smell good. Let's be real.
Fuck you, Gator.
Just smell your own kids.
Those
Other people's kids
Those are
specifically, right?
fighting words, dude.
My little kid smells like Cheetos and poop most of the time.
Yeah.
You ever notice that that dog paw smell like fucking corn chips?
Smell like coffee.
Yeah,
What?
they do.
No, they
smell
smell like
like
coffee.
corn chips.
To
we
me,
talked
it's
about
coffee.
this before.
I don't know what dog paws
You
smell
talking about
like,
the puppy
if
smell
I'm being
or
real.
like
No.
legit dog paws?
Dog
Dog
paws.
paws.
Dog paws smell like corn chips.
Like
You know
Doritos?
why, right?
It's a scientific fact.
They've got
You know-
some kind of thing going on with their feet.
Yeah,
right?
it's like you got an infection or some sort of ferment. It's like smelling dirty, nasty ass feet.
Yeah. It's not a good thing when they smell like Cheetos.
Absolutely not.
Fritos. It's not
Fritos.
Cheetos.
Well, it's not cheesy.
You can't
but
control
it's,
this.
It's corny.
It's corn chips.
You
It's
tried.
Fritos.
I did.
What happened, Chop?
What happened?
You got
So,
your knife
like
out?
a few minutes ago, I said, "Hey, everybody, chill the fuck out."
Dude, it's cold outside, okay?
Yeah, I know.
We all
going
picked up the
outside.
message. Got
So
it.
you want to ask some questions to our guest, right? Is that
Yeah,
what?
for sure. All right.
So let's focus on that.
former
You're going to ask some questions.
former police officer, right?
Yes.
Talking to the mic.
What was the funniest thing that happened while you were active, like on duty? I guess is the right term.
Active duty.
Man, you know, and not to go too much into me, but, you know, I was an officer for almost 9 years or so. And then my dad, though,
That's
was a
like
cop.
8 years too long.
My dad was a cop for 30 years.
Whoa.
That's 29 too
And
long.
his dad, my grandpa, was a cop for 31 years. And my grandpa's going now.
Would you say that's one of the reasons that like drove you into
It did help. I mean, I remember as a kid, you know, and growing up and getting older, everyone's like, "Oh, when you join in the force," and I never
So-
really thought about it.
My dad was a cop for like 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you were disqualified at a young age.
He worked for a lot of, yeah.
Kids of cops is a weird thing.
It's different.
It's
And you
different.
know, when I was a kid, I never saw it in that weird light. You know,
No.
it's like Dad worked and that
No.
was it. And you know, and
It's
people,
an adult-
people would talk shit to me
It's
later,
an
and I'm
adult
like,
hindsight thing for sure.
yeah, you look back at it, you're like, oh wow, they were all talking
that
shit
was
to me
wild.
back then.
Yeah.
So funniest thing.
Man. So I worked, if we can do geographics, I
Yeah.
worked right around West Campus in Austin, which
Oh,
is
so
where
you're
all the
downtown.
students lived.
Yeah,
was
you're on the
downtown.
drag.
I also worked downtown, but I worked the drag.
You're the drag. Yeah.
And man, some of the dumb shit that college kids would do, it never ceased to amaze me. Like, and I went to college, and I was a dumbass college kid too. But it's just like,
A lot of them were high school kids that acted like college kids.
oh yeah. I mean, we had these guys at a frat house one time.
My first experiences at life were on the drag, man. But I was born and raised Austinite, you know?
And I am too. So that was so weird for me. Is like I grew up there, but a lot of the guys that I went through the academy with, and some of the guys I even worked with, this was a foreign territory. They were like, hell, I grew up here. And, you know, so
Yeah.
it kind of gave me a little bit of an edge.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wasn't staring at the map whenever we drove somewhere and did
No,
things.
you're
Like I
like,
knew
dude.
where we were.
Yeah, I know where 5th and Trinity is, you know what I mean?
And I worked downtown. Downtown back in those days.
Downtown has always been crazy, though, even in those days. It's crazy.
In those
now.
days, it was different. I mean, it was legit. It was Roadhouse. That's what it was.
Yeah.
When I worked downtown, you came on shift, you went out, rode around, found a good place to eat, because they probably gave us free food anyway, and it was damn good food. We'd go eat. And when I say ride around, we rode around on a Polaris Ranger. And then we'd go back and we'd work out, get our pump on, and you'd take your pre-workout after you worked. Because after we worked out, we did a really light workout just to kind of get the juice flowing and get moving, did a little cardio. Because from 11 to 3 a.m., we were going to be fighting drunks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And when I say it was legit Roadhouse, one of my very first times working downtown was Rot Rally. You know what that is? The big motorcycle
Oh,
rally
yeah.
in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
Never-
Austin Relays, though, right?
Well, that's a
That's,
whole nother.
that's a whole nother one, dude.
That's a derailist. Sorry.
There-
Dude, that one used to close the mall, bro.
These stories write themselves. Like, you cannot make this shit up. Like, this is all real. I'm not embellishing at least as much as I can't. Like, this shit really happened. I mean, fighting bikers in their cuts, you know, the little leather things that were. They make great handles when you yank them off their motorcycle.
Damn. Yeah.
I mean, they would just you just grab guys.
It's
and-
like a
and-
BJJ
and-
belt.
Everybody is fighting. It's just huge, like, mosh pit of fighting.
Yeah.
And then all of us in blue are kind of right there, and you kick everybody off, and we're going to arrest these two. And that's the two we take. I never even saw that guy. But I'm putting handcuffs on him now.
Yeah.
You know, so downtown was a whole nother world. It's way different, and you'd bring people down there, and some people couldn't handle it. Some people just could not do it.
West Campus not far off because there's a ton of homeless on the drag, right?
Well, when I got there, I mean, I had a list, and I took care of those guys. A lot of them, I tried. I looked at it this way: I'm going to get a whole lot more with honey than I am with shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If I come out here and berate them and beat them and do just not literally, but just make their life hell, they're not going to talk to me. And when I need them to, or I need something from them, they're not going to have any respect for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I became a cop, my job, I didn't get paid to be an asshole. And there's a lot of guys that just were. No, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you come off as an asshole, just the way it is. Sorry. I'm running the situation. But I had a ton of transients that were, I wouldn't say we were buddies. It's not like I'm going to take them out on the weekend. We're going to go out to the steakhouse and have a beer.
But you're cordial to each other.
I could roll up to them and be like, what are you doing today? And they'd be like, nothing. And I would say, like, it just, you know, people would always laugh because they would come up to my car and hang out and talk to me. How you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen your doctor? Because 100% of them had some sort of mental illness.
So I've got two questions that I've always wanted to ask a cop or an officer.
Former.
The first is, what would you say to advocate for blue, right? Like of all the gripes, right? You've heard them all.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the reasons that people dislike police officers, what would you say to those people?
You know, more than likely, most people, and I can't talk from their standpoint because I've never been there, but I kind of look at it this way is, and this is what I told guys that I train and everything else. Most of the people you're going to meet them on maybe the worst day of their life or one of the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be having a good day in some form or fashion. Be respectful. Have some compassion. that doesn't mean let down your officer's safety and put yourself in a predicament. You can do that too. And you can still have compassion and respect when you talk to people.
For the crisis that they're dealing
Exactly.
with. Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'll be the first person to say it. There are some bad ones out there. And I've been there. I've worked with them. And we call them the Uncode 4. There's tons of different vernaculars for them.
And I'm sure it's easy too to get upset or perturbed at the situation because you're trained at dealing with crisis, and yet constantly you're dealing with people who are not trained at dealing with crisis, who are dealing with a crisis. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
So, like we talked about, we have different hats. You know, there's a time like we're gonna, you know, I got my therapist hat on. I'm gonna talk to somebody and help them out. That's the big thing in Texas. You don't understand. A lot of people don't understand is police are charged with mental health, and we're the ones that go in when no one knows else what to do. It's actually the police that come there and get you the right help. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If there was one thing I could tell people is the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
they're there to help you and just buy into it for a little while.
Couple insights from growing up this way. My dad being a cop the whole time I was growing up. One of them being that it's a job also very similar to the military, which there's been a lot of focus on the military, right? And how people come back all messed up and whatnot. A lot of people join the military because it's a job. It's the next thing that I can do to get out of my current situation and maybe make better of myself. They join the military, or they become a police officer, right? And it's a job. And can you imagine dealing with the public at your job, the way that the cops deal with the public in their job? And then go one step further and be like, okay, your job is that you're a telemarketer, right? you're one of the most hated people out there. You're either a cop or a telemarketer. Those are the two most hated people that are walking around in America.
And what sucks is,
and use car salesman.
But what, you know, with the police, and they get such a bad rap, and it's our own freaking doing. You know, I don't know the answers. I really don't. But I do know, you know, most of them have the best of intentions for you.
That's where I was going to go.
That was my second part.
Where I was going to go with
two things. One of them was that. The second one is this, is that 90% of cops are out there with the best intentions. Yeah. They're out there to do a good job. They're out there to keep the peace. They're out there to make sure you get home safe.
I don't want to be here telling you this news or dealing with you on your worst day, but I know that I have the capacity and the skills to do it. And if you would just let me help you, I will.
But nobody has the right answers, right? You just said it yourself. But nobody has the right answers.
There's a 10% of...
to say to yourself, like, and this is where kind of I get lost in the thought experiment. To say to yourself, you know what? You know who could make this situation better? Me. You know who knows the right from wrong? Me. And to me, it almost seems like, someone that would voluntarily join or like try to do that is either one, naive, or two, a narcissist.
Bro, you're forgetting a huge thing here, dude. People need a fucking job.
No. There's a calling to this.
There's a calling. There's also a huge majority that joins because they need a fucking job.
Well,
the same way they join the military, dude.
And in different times have been past. Policing changes over the years.
It does, and it's going to be different now too.
And I want to
now than when I joined.
Exactly. And I want to quantify that a little bit. Yeah. So I think a cop is. I don't like
police officer.
I don't like police officers that much, really. But I think being a police officer is a better job than being a car salesman, because at least a police officer, some of them joined with the best of intentions on the front end. Then they get in and they get mixed up and they go, wait, this isn't what I thought it was. There's more gray.
You're still missing the point.
Than I thought there would be.
I'm not making the difference. Paycheck, dude. The same reason that car salesmen become car salesmen.
And unfortunately,
I think that's for a paycheck.
A car salesman is it's unforgivable, right? Like you just joined so that you could be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But that brings me to my next question, or my second question that I said I wanted to ask. You're a former police officer.
Yes, sir.
How come?
Things changed. You know, I got in 12, 13, and things were great. And then what I kind of noticed, you know, the job always stayed the same. You know, people hate us. They only wave at us with one finger instead of all five. You know, that was fine. I was used to that. I mean, that's
been a change too.
It didn't bother me. But when it came to the people on our own team, and I hate to say it teams like it's us against them, and it's not that, but the people that were there, as in starting at your first line supervisors and up inside of your department and different people in the government agencies, you know, I go out there and I do, my job is to put bad individuals in jail that have broke the law. I'm not here to settle judgment or render judgment on anyone. That's not my job. Here's the penal code. Here's the definition. You met that criteria.
But you
we're
were
going to jail.
but you were judged by your judgment, quote unquote.
Well, you are now.
Now,
And
that's what
now,
I'm saying.
you know, I could do my job and do everything correctly according to the policy that is 4.5 inches thick
and
through my department.
Still be fucked.
Texas penal code and the U.S. statutes, because they all grow on each other like bigger umbrellas.
Right.
And I could still go to prison for the
And
rest
you
of
could
my
still
life.
be fucked.
And, you know, when I had my son, the whole going to battle, and, you know, there was always that, yeah, you had to answer that question. You know, I might not come home today. Something could happen. I feel like I'm the most trained that I can be, but it could still happen. It got a lot harder to answer that question.
People hate me because of who I am. And the longer I am who I am, the more people might know.
Well,
like,
you never know what could happen in a shift.
Dude, yeah.
And then the caveat, what piled on top of that made it almost unfair was, well, hell, I could do everything right. And I could come home to my family. And then in 3 months, I'm in prison for the rest of my life.
And I think that's what people are screaming and yelling about is that book that you were taught. And I'm speaking as devil's advocate here. That book that you were taught is what they're upset about. It's not necessarily the way, because like you say, you followed the letter of the book. But if that book is wrong and you're following that,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That's I mean, without getting too deep into it, and I almost don't want to even say this, but the things that happened in Ferguson and the things that happened up there in Minnesota, they were taught that. It was wrong, but how do you know what you're doing is wrong if that's all you've ever been told?
And that's where I get back into the philosophy of it that I was talking about earlier. Either, in my brain at least, either you're too naive to realize that every situation is its own situation and it's more complicated than the book can figure out. Or you're just like, I'm here to fuck people up, right?
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. I touched on it way back. That's the bright line rules. There are none. There are no, if this happens, see section A, go to section 1.2.
Hold on. Let me flip.
Yes, there's no rule book. There is a rule book, but it's not a instruction manual.
It sounds very individual and circumstantial. It's like based on the situation you're in, kind of how you are that day coming into it.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, let's say you went out hunting and for 10 days you didn't get nothing. And then you go on your shift and you're like, God damn it, I got my ass thrown around for 10 days.
Oh, you're pissed.
Yeah.
You brought that to work with you.
And then you go out there and there's somebody, because you're a human being at the end of the day, and there's somebody who triggers you and you might take it out on them, right?
And you've got to be very, very in tune with that.
He's like, fuck you, can't hunt for shit.
I've been there. I've been there times where, I snapped at somebody and I caught myself. And I had a really good group of guys that I worked with. And we'd catch each other and be like, hey, why don't you take a second?
Right.
And that's all had to be said. It was like, oh, shit.
And that's good, though. To me, that's healthy. Like, that's somebody who keeps you in check.
You're still human. We're not freaking robots.
That was one of my main points. Is that there's 90% that are the best human beings alive, and that's what nobody looks at. There's 10% that make a bad rap for most of the rest of them.
But this is a big pot, and we didn't even skim the foam off the top here.
Yeah. I'm not a first responder. I've never been a first responder, but I know in my capacity, if I'm in a situation where there's first responders, it's usually like, let them take care of business.
Well, I've been
not in a legal way, but like
still the same. Yeah, I mean the way you handled things, when things went south, that was your job, was to stop that or to help people and prevent it. And help people sounds so cliche when you say it. It's like, oh, I want to help people. I had to give that dang answer in my interview, like, why do you want to be a cop? And I'm like, you're really not going to like this answer, but I elaborated on it. And here's why. And I'm still that way, even though I'm not, commissioned anymore.
No, because that's what it is to be a good human.
Yeah.
Like, I want to fucking help people,
and
right?
That's something I learned about myself even after I got out, is just like, I like helping people, almost to my own demise sometimes.
And being a cop it's like being a fucking teacher. You're in between a rock and a hard place. It's one of the hardest things that's out there, you know?
Two best people to party with, cops and teachers.
And see?
They're freaking wild. Especially when you give them a nice, safe place
Fuck
to party
yeah.
on, cut
Yeah.
loose. Yeah, you better get that helmet.
Yeah.
Again, my dad was a cop for 20 years. Like he's
Yeah.
one. He's
What's
a
real
great-
funny,
he's
remember I
a
talked
great
about my
partier.
lineage and my dad and my grandpa, and then I have some very, very, very close friends that actually worked with your dad. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
Actually, your dad and your dad's brother, they
yeah.
all worked together at one time, and it's just like, you know, the stories. Some of the stories my dad has are just. My
Oh.
grandpa's stories were just nuts.
My
My grandpa's
dad.
a cop in the 60s and 70s.
Dirty Harry.
When I was a little kid, my dad was a cop, and he lived in a house with 3 other cops.
But that was a fun place.
It was like a frat house, dude.
Mhm.
All of them were either single or divorced,
Or on their way.
and on their way to their second and third. You know what I mean? Like it was a wild environment.
And you know, I think the biggest thing to come from all of it is things change, things evolve.
They were fucking people. When I grew up,
They were fucking people?
they're
It was
fucking
never-
people,
They're
dude.
just any people.
They
People.
they're just fucking people, just like everybody else. Like they were partying and having a good time, just like everybody else. And to them, in their mindset, this was a fucking job.
My deal is
It was their fucking job,
People
and that's
who-
all it was.
people who are like, I don't like cops. I'm like, all right, take that uniform off the guy.
The
Bring him
guys,
to your house and drink beer with him.
Yeah.
You still gonna like him or no?
dude,
And if no, he's just a shitty individual who has a
Right.
fucking probably not the right job.
90% of the time, you're gonna like that motherfucker, and 10% of the
Or
time,
not. You're gonna go like, nope, my judgment was right.
and 10% of the time,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be that motherfucker, and he's gonna give a bad name to everybody else.
Yes.
And that's the way.
The bad apples
and-
always influence.
And that's the way it is.
Mhm.
I mean, it is okay. Check this out. This is going to be a hot take, right? It's the same with law enforcement as it is with rap music.
You know, you could equate it to anything.
Just saying.
You could.
Just saying.
really could.
Like that's an equal. That's an
You
equal
could
and
equate it
opposite
to
reaction.
a waitress at your restaurant.
Mhm.
She may just suck at her job, or he or she, your waiter, waitress, wait person, whatever. I don't know what they're called now.
Wait, person.
People
They may-
who are
they may
capable
just-
of waiting.
Yes, they may just suck at their job, you know, and it's the same thing, but we're talking about different capacities, different levels.
Well, and there's a certain level of authority that comes along with being a police officer that,
And that's the thing that a lot of guys
that
lose.
people have to be able to handle.
That was the biggest weight on me. Was like a lot of guys didn't understand. I was like, you don't understand the power that we can dole out
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. You can
And you've got
fuck
to
up somebody's
understand that.
life, dude. You can fuck
Dude,
up somebody's life in an instant.
There's one level, right? Like, so police can take you into custody. Okay. Like, that's scary. Like, unless there's a criminal out there who's gonna like
Well, taken
tie
into
you up.
custody and arrested are two different things. So,
Well, I mean, like somebody who's got the authority to be like, no, I have a gun on my side. You're going to listen to me and I'm going to tie you up and put you in my car real quick. And that's what's going to happen. Like, not everybody can do that. You know
well,
what I
no,
mean?
police is technically, by definition, the largest gang in the world
Yeah.
ever.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, they can kill you. You know what I mean? And that's scary too. It's just like,
Well, that's in the fuck around and find out matrix.
no, but it's still a reality though, right?
You know what though? If you never fuck around, you never find out.
You're probably more likely, cause you can fuck around with a police officer and find out, right? But you're probably more likely to get
You're
killed
definitely
by,
going to find out.
you know, like they'll kill you. And it's known. The guy you meet on the street who's like fucking with you, he might not kill you.
You know,
You might outdo him. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
might just talk and it's done.
Bro,
But I mean, what are the odds that
if-
you're going to get into something like that? Like
If
the-
you
the people in
swing,
this
if you
room?
swing, they'll swing more.
It's
Oh.
not though. I'm just saying like, it's just a new level of person who's like,
that was a funny story. I got in a fight with a guy on downtown, and I think I hit him in the face like 3 times. Just kabam, kabam, kabam. He's like, the first thing he says, and he's, you know, I did it for a reason. It wasn't just like wailing on him because it was a bar fight.
You're like,
I was trying to
yeah,
get him into cuffs,
it's a heavy bag.
and he finally quit. And so
Yeah.
I put him in handcuffs, and he's like, "You can't hit me in the face." I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were trying to hit me.
Yes, I can. You were hitting me in the face, and I hit you in the face. That was just, you know, but I like to not go into so much of that, and it's something I've been on my dad about for a long time, and he and I are actually working on it, and maybe something I hit you up about with later is the funnier side, the lighter side of being a cop, man.
Yeah.
There's some funny shit. Like I said, you cannot make this shit up. And some of it's only funny to cops, but some of it's just like the way you tell the story. It's like, are you, no, that really happened. And
Dude.
it just, you would be amazed. The best way I can say it is you cannot make this shit up.
You must come across the most wild situations, and even just meeting somebody in like a crisis situation.
Craziest stuff from.
I've been fucking my dad for 2 years, and
I walked.
He ran off with all my Bitcoin, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, I worked in the nicer. I say the nicer, whatever you want to call it, a higher money, economical.
More affluent group of people, maybe?
Not affluent, because some of them were not.
Were they better?
Higher eco standard. They made more money, and they lived on this side of town because of it.
Okay, cool. That's
there's a word for that, but I don't know what it is at this moment.
West Austin.
West Austin, Central West Austin. And answer the door, and there's a lady butt naked, and she is not happy. And, I mean, from that, it wasn't just, well, there's more to that. It was her and her wife, girlfriend, I don't know if they were married or not, but they're both butt naked, having a fight, a legit fight. And they want to have their interviews and talk to us butt naked. Even after we asked them to cover up with a blanket, like, would you feel better? And that pissed them off even more.
Yeah. Damn. Like, no, I'm fucking naked. Fuck you.
Then my Sarge shows up and he's like, what in the fuck? And I was like, dude, don't even ask him to put clothes on. And he's like,
that's crazy. Y'all have that conversation. That's so crazy.
The look he gave me, I was like, Sarge, don't do it. Don't even. We already went down that road.
They're talking now. Like, leave them naked.
Like, I was told the guys that I
They're
trained.
Fucking hot, dude. Shut up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna comment on that part.
They're like, no, dude. We already.
I trained a lot of guys, and I always told them. I said, we live around the Austin area. And I said, man, anything that happens, anything that comes out, on the CAD, which is a computer screen, it's an automated call system. I said, I don't care what it says. After midnight, west of Mopac in West Austin, fucking believe it. Had a lady, and she was a known caller for what we talk about is, like she had called before and there's records of it. And, the guy shooting out of his house. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. We go there and yeah, her neighbor went down off meds, something, I don't know what, and he had an AR-22 and was up above the garage on like a second story, shooting out lights and shooting at car windows and things like that.
God.
And we roll up, dude. And my rookie that had just gotten off starts walking up there, and I was like, hey, man, I'm trying to get him on the radio, and I hear it, ka-tow, ka-tow.
Oh, my God.
He's shooting at us now. It's like, oh, yep. Like I always told him, believe it. I don't care how strange or how effed up it sounds. Believe it 100%.
She was right.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Is like, those are people willing to go out there and deal with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine getting on your Facebook page and being like, hey guys, there's some dude who's like whacked out.
And that's their job.
Could you imagine being at work right now and be like, hey, so that dude's shooting and I need you to go get him.
Yeah, we need to go home and like
tell him to stop.
Yeah, go have him stop.
Hey, computer guy,
bro, and that's your job. That's your livelihood.
Mount
like,
Benel.
You don't do that, and then like you don't get paid.
We had to slide down. Y'all been down Mount Benel?
I used to live like a block from there.
Yeah. I slid down straight rock cliffs, hanging on. I dropped my gun belt and I dropped my top and my vest and everything so I could get down. Well, the call came out that the people. So if you ever been to Mount Benel, there's houses down below there.
Yeah, we used to hit golf balls at the houses from the top.
Well, you can't even see them.
Yeah, we
you just see the water. Yeah, yeah. But the lady called, said she heard someone here from help, and we go up there, and I heard the guy. And I walked way down, I guess would be on the east end, like way over there where really nobody goes. There's nothing to look at but brush over there. Yeah. I could hear him. And I was like, I got to ditch my gear. I said, someone's got to get down to him because fire's not here yet. And I started sliding out. And I got probably within 30 yards of him. I could see him with my flashlight. And I, was talking to him. I was like, keep your hand up. And I'm hanging on to a cedar tree, because I don't know what's farther down. I don't want to slide off like he did. Because what he did was he went over the rail. And what people don't realize is it's a freaking cliff right there. Yeah. And he fell and broke his hip.
Oh.
And eventually fire got there and they threw a rope down and I climbed back up and I was like, I'm done with that shit. That is y'all's job. And they're like, we're going to rope pull him out. I said, no. So they bring the helicopter in. They did an air extraction. Coolest shit I've ever seen. And the funny part was this poor bastard broke his hip, had fell down this thing. He was like from Dallas or Arlington or something. Had never been there before. They pick him up. The helicopter comes in, they drop the diver, he rigs him up, and then he calls the helicopter back, and they hook him up, and he goes up first, or they take him, and then fire brought the diver back up, and they went over to Camp Mabry, and landed, and everybody got back together, put an ambulance and all that. But when they picked him up, because we're, 70 feet above him, setting up on the normal spot where everybody stays, when he came up, I guess the turbulence and that freaking helicopter with the air coming down,
Started spinning.
that fucking thing was spinning at like
Yeah.
10,000 RPMs. Just, I was like, well, if he survived that, he's not going to survive this shit.
That must have been worse than the broken hip, dude.
I was like, talk about the vomit comet, man.
Dude.
He was just, and we're watching, and I was like, holy shit. Are they going to do something about
So
that?
I used to do window cleaning, and we did like high-rise window cleaning and shit. And one of the buildings we did was on Medical and 24th Street. It was the medical building.
No, exactly what building you're talking
And
about.
where that goes, it's like the second story, it goes under, and the first story
It's
is
38th of medical.
It's smaller. Yeah, it's 38. It's there. And so we're dropping that building, and you're just rope for the last story because the second story is where it goes inverted, for lack of better terms. Inverted.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
And so the way you drop this building, and it had a bunch of medical shit on the roof, so you couldn't just you couldn't put a machine up there and do the thing where you roll and go
like needles and IV packs and shit.
yeah, straight drop.
They keep it on the roof.
You drop.
It's a good place to keep
You
it.
drop and
Medical
you can
equipment.
clean the windows that
X-ray
are
machines.
within reach of your rope. And then you get to the bottom and you have to skirt down the last little bit. Yeah, skirt. Anyways,
That's when you have to slow down.
Did you say brrrr on the end?
I threw my rope and I was like, I'm good to go. And I went and I dropped the windows
And you went skirt?
I got to the bottom of the rope, and the bottom of the rope wasn't the bottom of the ground. And I was a story up.
Yeah, India rope's always a bitch.
And I was at the end of my rope, and it was like drop, and I had the 5-gallon bucket on me and a bunch of tools and shit. I was like, I'm gonna hurt myself if I fall from here, but I ran out of foot space to put it against the wall because there's no wall there because it goes inverted, So I spun like a motherfucker. I sat there and spun.
Spun while that
I was
rope
I was in a flat spin, bro. I was dead. I was goose. I was cooked like a goose.
You were goose.
Damn,
Yeah.
I bet you're tasty too.
Yeah, bro.
Brown gravy. Oh,
It was
man.
bad.
What do you do? Cut the rope?
I was screaming for help.
Yeah, he's like, I got some medical equipment and cut
He's
the
up.
rope.
He's up.
I got scalpels.
Help!
I was screaming for help. And the dude that was on the roof, he heard me scream for help, and then he laughed at me for a long time.
Hell yeah, I would
I would have
too.
done the exact same thing.
And then he
would've
finally
thrown up
came
all over
down,
you.
which means he had to wait for an elevator,
He didn't come in a hurry or nothing.
Yeah. And then he eventually got there. I was like passed out upside down, like hanging from this rope, like fucking 10 feet in the air, And he grabbed me and he couldn't stop laughing.
A ladder, obviously, right? Like,
No, he grabbed the bucket and the shit. And then
No, he was only 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
I was 10 feet, dude. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about
He
it.
grabbed a milk crate and was like, here you go, bro. Just step on the milk crate.
I was 10
You're okay.
feet.
put your feet down.
I've had a ton of interesting jobs. And I used to work on cell towers before I became a cop. And that was always fun.
Oh, dude, those are tall.
Well, yeah, they're really tall.
Yeah.
Changing the lights. Like, I remember the first time I climbed a tower, it was a 600-foot tower. It was out at Telecommunication Mountain off 360.
That's 7 stories, dude.
660-something feet. I made it 330, and they're like, don't look down. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
But
no
they're like,
shit.
seriously, don't look at the tower as you're bearing. Look at the horizon.
I've climbed some towers before, and for me at least,
Well, these are suspension towers, not monopoles. So when you look down the tower, the whole tower looks like a wet spaghetti noodle.
and the towers that I climbed were not 700 feet. The towers that I climbed were like,
20 feet.
but somewhere between like 60 and 100 feet.
20
right?
and like
120
30
feet,
feet.
I think, is the highest I've ever gone up.
Cardio workout, wasn't it?
But, oh yeah, and it's straight up. The ones that I climbed were straight up.
You get about
So you're
halfway,
leaning
yeah.
back the whole time.
Yeah,
You're not,
you feel good, and you get about a quarter of the way up, and you're like,
well,
fuck.
like a ladder, if you're climbing a ladder on an incline, you can kind of like lay on the ladder and rest. This, you can't. You're just holding on. Anyway, what I've realized, or where my brain went, the way I rationalized it, if I'm above like 40 feet, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, you're going to splat.
60 feet, 100 feet, well, who cares?
They were all like, you got to wear your hard hat. I'm like, so you can identify my body? Why don't I just put
It's got my
duct
name
tape
on it.
Yeah.
You might hit
It's
your
not
head
gonna
on the way
help
down,
shit,
you know?
yeah.
Got my wallet in my jacket pocket,
As an electrician, worked in high voltage stuff. And like, I had some sketchy jobs. I think it's a common thing now.
Did you go into substations?
I wasn't a lineman, but I worked.
How
in
high voltage you go around? 220K?
Yeah.
10,000.
I rerouted my house electricity one
This
time.
stuff was coming in hot into the bottom of these switch gears in these
Okay.
buildings. So that's where the transformer is. And so it's not oh, you got juiced a little bit. No, it's like you got
did.
vaporized.
Yeah, you did.
They locked us in the freaking room. I was an apprentice. I've been there 3 days. He's like, we're going to hook this up, and you're going to wear the hot gloves. You're going to do this. Just hold the wire. And I was like, all right, I'm dealing with an experienced master. And then the other guys that took us to the room, they leave, and I heard the door lock, and I was like, hey, they locked us in here. He goes, well, yeah, because if we fuck up, it's going to be a big-ass fireball, and that's the end of us, and they want to burn the building down. And I was like, there's some good news.
Yeah, that makes me feel good.
I'm going to die.
I feel
on my
nice and
first week of
safe right
work.
now. These gloves just are like, it's like a warm blanket wrapped around you, right?
I would
Feel
like
so
to
safe.
renegotiate my contract.
I worked around 2160 3-phase, and it was like 3 fuses on a track, and you had to like wheel them in and wear a suit, and it was like
We didn't have
the
suits.
fuses were the size of my forearm, and they were full of sand.
Stab them in. They're full
Full of sand, dude. They were huge.
Well, Jimmy, you were running with a tough crowd, toting guns, fucking doing gangster shit. You know, I'm glad you got off the streets, got clean, got yourself a straight job. Guys, the Whiskey and Whiskers website is up, whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. If you'd like to support the show, there's links to our Patreon account with pledges starting at just $1 a month. At whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com, you can find links to the show no matter how you choose to listen. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Pandora, Audible, everywhere, so go look us up. And there's
You got
live feeds
better
to our
reading.
social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're on the That's Not Canon network. There's tons of great podcasts no matter what you like to listen to. Most importantly, if you made it this far in the show, you're a bad motherfucker. Go to our website, whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. Click that bad motherfucker link. Your donations keep the show going. This allows us to keep bringing that fire, keep drinking these bottles, keep making you laugh. Go to the website, click the link, and subscribe. Go to whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. Donate to our Patreon. New episodes every Monday. New content all the time. Jimmy, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It was a joy to have you. We'll see you next week.